Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Josh App Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. My name is Selvin Saint Mayor, a veteran gamer, and your caster for the day, alongside the amazing Super Keel, as we know him. The Super Keel is here with me today. Super Keel, how do you feel about the games coming up, and how are you feeling today?
Selvin, firstly, I'd like to say it's my honor to share this stage with you. And as for the games, we got some cracking games tonight. Um, I'm really looking forward to it. As a fan, as a caster, I would not I wouldn't ask for any other games than the ones we're having tonight. We're starting off with Lokmani versus Chaitanya. Then we got Saransh in action. We got Shubham Jadhav in action. It's a great set of FIFA players.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Super Keel. And I think it's an honor for me as well to share this screen with you. Today is going to be a cracker, not just for the FIFA enthusiasts, but also for the both of us as fans, as viewers, and as casters. Having said that, let's once again look at the format. As you all know, it is FIFA Ultimate Team, the game mode which the pros play, and something that everyone enjoys, making a super duper team, and we have the phase one, which is still going on, which is single elimination knockout, best of two. Moving on from phase one, we will have playoffs, that's quarterfinals onwards, which will be double elimination, which means you will have to lose to two different players or lose two different times to get knocked out, giving everyone a fair chance. Let's take a look at the fixtures. As Neil was talking about, this is going to be the entire list of fixtures, okay, which we're going to see on our screens. So, Neil, you already said some big names about Lokmanyu, Saransh, Shubham, Saumak is there as well today. And we've seen some cracker games right now. Yesterday we saw Nihal Thomas versus Aditya Chadda. We saw Kyle versus Sagnik Banerjee. And we've seen some great games. And what have your expectations been with regards to the goals scored, with regards to those moments of madness and magic?
I mean, we talk about the Esports Premier Series, you always expect something great, but I think both of us can agree that the displays that we have been able to witness have been so good, have been so exciting, have been so thrilling. Some of the goals, for example, yesterday, Sagnik versus Kyle, I love that game. Before that, I loved Nihal Thomas versus Aditya Chadda. Uh, Really, like the action has been top notch. They've displayed the best of Indian FIFA, and I don't expect today to be anything different in terms of the action.
Absolutely. And as you said, you do not expect anything different today. So let's take a look at today's matches, which are in front of our screen. Lokmanu Chaturvedi versus Chaitanya Singh is our first game, the featured game to start with, which will start in a while. After which we will have Shubham Jadhav, another pro player from India, versus Akash, who had a great game versus Aman Varsi in the phase one. We have Saumak Ghosh versus Binoy Pinto, two great players who can keep their cool under pressure. And at the end, we have Saransh Jain versus Jatin. Saransh is someone who does not need an introduction. Jatin, on the other hand, got a bye in the first round, and he's got a mountain to climb in front of a player like Saransh, who's been so consistent throughout his FIFA career. So, Neil, I think these are going to be some epic, epic, epic games that are coming up. But we will shift our focus to the first game, which is Lokmanu Chaturvedi versus Chaitanya Singh. What are your thoughts, your expectations, your predictions from this game?
I mean, my first thought on looking at this graphic is look at the amount of mass on the screen. Like this is a Delhi clash, and both these guys are absolute units. Lokmanyo, like Saransh, needs no introduction. He is one of the OGs on the scene, like you, in fact. But Chaitanya has it all. And if I'm Lokmanyo, I will fear this man who's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. He's coming at Lokmanyo. They have met before, and this is going to be a great match.
Absolutely, Neil. This is going to be a great match. Just to let you know, all the viewers who are tuned in, thank you so much for coming here every day. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel because we have a lot more content coming up for you. Alongside Joe Shah presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. Make sure to subscribe, tell your friends about it. Every FIFA enthusiast, every gaming enthusiast, there is a lot for you on this page. Talking about these two players, as Neil rightly said, when it comes to Lokmanu, he does not really need an introduction because he's been in the scene for a long time. He's been in these situations. He knows how to overcome these obstacles which come in his way before reaching the finals or even winning them. Chaitanya, on the other hand, is somebody who has nothing to lose, as Neil said, and I think that's the best way to put it across. Chaitanya is going to go out all guns blazing because he knows he is playing a top player, and a result here will always be memorable for him and something that he would look forward to. As we've been saying for the past few days, Neil, okay, we always say this thing that FIFA 21 is coming to an end, and maybe a lot of pros are not really playing this very seriously. On the other hand, there are people like Chaitanya who are aspiring pros, who are trying to get better at this game. Don't you think this is possibly their best opportunity of winning a national qualifier?
Absolutely, Selvin. One key word, one key phrase, which keeps getting thrown around in FIFA, and quite rightly so, is momentum. You talk about momentum in the weekend league, you talk about momentum in the context of the FIFA season. Very often at this time of the year, the pros ease up, and they have to ease up. After 9 months of grinding, like a regular football season, they need to go easy for a while, recharge their batteries, relax, rejuvenate. But not Chaitanya Singh. Chaitanya Singh has taken this opportunity, he has taken this time to hone his skills, to get better and better. He's already beaten a bunch of pros, and as far as he's concerned, he is in red hot form at the moment, and Lokmanu is a target which he wants to hit.
Very well said, Neil. I think, today Chaitanya is going to go all guns blazing, as I was saying. And he is somebody, Neil, I feel, who's not intimidated by the opponent that he is facing. He has that mentality wherein he thinks, okay, I have a pro player in front of me. I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to lose my cool. Instead, I'm going to make sure that I give my best. That even if I lose, I'm going to make sure that the pro player has to give his 10 out of 10, his 100%, so that they get the result. Even a 99% is going to make sure that Chaitanya has a chance because that's how he has been grinding. And Neil, I think we have some great set of games, including this one. And I would like to know your prediction going into the first game, Lokmanu versus Chaitanya. Give this prediction as a neutral, as a fan, as a viewer.
Well, you put me in some in a difficult position right now because I love Lokmanu. Lokmanu is a great friend of mine. But you know what? This is the Esports Premier Series. It's presented by Josh. It's co-powered by Hell Energy, and I smell an upset on the horizon. I'm saying it. I think it's going to be Chaitanya. I don't know why. It's just I've got this tiny feeling, and based on the way he's been playing, uh, I just think that he's going to pull off an upset. He's never beaten Lokmani before. They faced off a bunch of times on the Delhi circuit, in foot champs, in the weekend league, in rivals. But I think today is the day. Today is the day when Chaitanya actually makes a name for himself. This is going to be the biggest victory of his career so far. And again, don't tell Lokmani I said that, but that's what I predict.
Okay, that's very well said, Neil. I mean, I will not be surprised if we see an upset because considering how well Chaitanya has been grinding, and you can see his team right now, Neil. He has Cristiano Ronaldo, there's Dybala, there's Neymar Jr., and I think he has a pretty solid and a pretty balanced team. But on paper, Lokmanu's team looks better. We've already seen he's got Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, his favorite player, Acuna. His defense is pretty solid. And I think we're going to have a cracker of a game. Just to make it a little interesting, Neil, I'm going to go with Lokmanu winning this by a margin of a single goal. And we are set for today's kickoff. Class of 92 is Lokmanu with his Manchester United kit with the kickoff. And we have Sweet Corn Soup, which is Chaitanya Singh, who is going to be playing in the blue kit. So I think Lokmanu is going to go out, do his thing that he normally does. Is not going to take any unnecessary risk as we know him for, and trying to exploit that meta, find those gaps in defense, and as soon as he gets the opening, take the chance, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you're enthusiastic about competitive FIFA, if you want to get into this, I would say sit down, watch this game, take some notes because both these guys are going to put on a clinic as far as competitive FIFA goes, as far as patient FIFA goes, good build up play, no unnecessary turnovers. Both teams are evenly matched. I would say that both of them are so evenly matched that it's all going to come down to skill and composure. Let's see who prevails. Uh, I'm just excited, man. I'm excited that I get to cast this game.
Well, Neil, I mean, I am excited as you are. I'm as excited as you are to cast this game. Now, both of them, okay, Neil, let's look at the start. They're not looking to do anything risky, right? Look at them. They're not dropping too deep. They're not coming. The line is not pushed too up. It's just the right thing by both of these two players. They know how important the first leg is, how important the first goal is. Having said that, Chaitanya is growing in confidence with his passing because Lokmanu for sure has his defensive game plan in mind, wherein he is going for that press. And imagine if he would have got the ball there, that would have been a very difficult situation for Chaitanya to defend.
Absolutely. I think 4-4-2, both of them are set up pretty similar in terms of tactics. Uh, Selvin, as a pro yourself, how often do you think these games are decided by a stroke of genius as compared to a mistake? Because right now, if I'm either of the two players, I'm counting on a mistake to score the first goal.
Right. So, Neil, I think to answer your question, it all comes down to experience. And I think when you see a pro versus pro, gameplay, it does not really come down to mistakes done by you, but it comes down to the game not doing what you assign, like what you want them to. So basically, it comes down to a factor wherein you want to pass to player one, but it locks to player two, and the ball is intercepted, and then pro players can always capitalize on that mistake and score. In this game, I have a feeling it's going to come down to a lot of nerve. And if there's somebody making a mistake, I have a feeling it will be Chaitanya because he is someone who lacks that experience. Look at Lokmanu right now. He's showing his experience. He is not trying to put unnecessary pressure. His main thing is to try and cut those passing lanes and not put pressure until and unless it's needed, where he's trying to do it now. However, Chaitanya keeps the ball. He's not rushing his attack. So, I mean, to all the viewers, I mean, we may not see a lot of goals in this one, but believe me, it's going to be end to end after the first goal goes in for sure. Having said that, Chaitanya has a chance, but that's well defended by Lokmanu. Experience shown, isn't it, Neil?
Absolutely. And I would say lack of experience shown because I thought for a second there Chaitanya had a chance to get in and score, but I think he might have overplayed it a bit. What do you think, Salman?
I think the same, but at the end of the day, Neil, let's be honest, we all know it. When it comes to playing FIFA with your friends or playing a weekend league, it is 50 times, 100 times, 200 times different than playing in a competitive tournament versus a pro player. You have hardly a second, not even a complete second to decide your next move. And I think a champion is somebody who's defined by someone who can make the right decision at the right time and not regret it later, isn't it?
Absolutely, man. I would like to reiterate we have so much respect for these guys for putting it all on the line. For really, your nerves are fried. It is exhausting to play against either of these two opponents and to keep that focus and to keep that concentration. It's about who's got the nerves because we both know that they have talent in abundance.
Yes, indeed, Neil. I think they certainly have talent in abundance. And right now, I think, it's going to be a pretty, a low goal scoring affair because you can see they don't really want to try and go ahead and do something risky wherein, instead of scoring, they concede a goal. It's not about risk versus reward right now, at least, because it's the first half of the first leg. And Neil, just tell me about the importance, whenever you play a tournament or maybe you play a friendly or you play against somebody random in a weekend league game. How important is that first goal to your confidence and for the word that you used, momentum? How important is it?
It is very important, Selvin. You get the first goal, and all of a sudden, you're in the driver's seat. You know that if you just maintain everything, if you cut out any and all mistakes, you will see it through. Also, it's a psychological thing. If you scored once, and more importantly, your opponent knows that you will be able to score again. So, absolutely, both these guys are taking it cautiously as they should. We will not see some gung ho football. We will not see some 10-6 score lines, but we will see both these guys be very careful, be very prepared, very patient. I think if you're a pro player, you have to do that. And one of these guys is one of the biggest pros in India, and the other one is one of the pros is someone who's got a bright future ahead of him. So 100%, both of these guys uh, need no advice on how important the first goal is. You can see the way they're playing. They both value it.
Very much, Neil. I think very well said. They did not need any advice going into this game. And I think Lokmanu already an established name in the pro scene. And Chaitanya is someone who's going to make sure that his name is remembered by everyone who's watching here today. Because these two are putting up a defensive masterclass. Like the score has been 0-0. But let's be honest, it has not been very boring either. Considering that there have been no shots taken by any of them. Look at how close it is. 49%, 51% with regards to possession. End-to-end game. But I think what they are lacking, or what they are doing better, what they're doing properly, is the defense. And unfortunately, they've not had that opening, which is why they're not risking a pass which may end up with them losing possession. Thoughts on the first half, Neil?
I mean, I think you summed it up perfectly there. Not often that a first half with no goals, no shots on targets is that interesting. That half absolutely flew by, and that's the mark of quality that they both possess. That we were so entertained and we were so intrigued by a game which had basically no action in terms of shots. uh, it's just been a very cagey affair, like a chess game, and we're just waiting to see who makes the first mistake or who gets that first stroke of luck.
Well, I think you put it up really well. This indeed looks like a chess game right now, Neil, because it's either going to come down to a masterclass with that perfect stroke, or it's going to come down to a mistake. Because I don't really think any of these players are going to open up their defenses so easily. They are canceling each other's attacks out. And Neil, I think both of them, okay, are attacking in a very similar way. They're trying to open the space through the center, trying to release the striker through, and maybe do that skill move to open up the space for a shot. And if you were in their position, I'm just going to ask this question to you. Are you thinking, I'm going to stick with my game plan? Or are you thinking, okay, I think I need a plan B?
I mean, if I was in that position, I don't think I'd have a plan B. But I know both these guys have plan A's, plan B's, and plan C's. The only thing is they do have that confidence, some might say arrogance, and that self belief that says that my plan A is good enough to beat anybody's plan A. And that's why I will not shift from it. I will trust the process. I will trust what has got me this far. And I'm sure that I will be able to prevail. I don't see either of these guys switching it up right now as things stand. Of course, uh, in the event of a goal, I do expect to see some substitutions, some tactical changes. But right now, it's just who's got the better 4-4-2 and who's going to impose their will upon their opponent.
Well, I think that's rightly said, because who's got the better formation? The answer is both of them are using the same formation. I think both of them are using the same tactics as well. And, they are cancelling each other out. Every attack is cancelled by the defense. The midfield is pretty tight. And I will not be surprised, Neil, if this becomes a 0-0 game. And if we see something different in the second game, once both Lokmanu and Chaitanya understand that, it's pretty difficult to open up a defense which is so well organized. And both of them, as you said, are sticking to their plan A because they trust their plan A and they do not need to switch to a plan B unless they concede, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selman. And I think you were spot on early on when you said that it'll be a one goal game. Uh, right now, it seems like, there's just going to be one shot. And with the nature these games turn out to be, that one shot will be the one goal. Right now, we see the first shot on target, but it is blocked. Lokmanu with that dangerous elastico. Lokmanu is so good with those elasticos. He creates a space with Ronaldo. He takes that shot, but Chaitanya's defense is in the right space. And now Chaitanya hits back with his own Ronaldo.
Wow, that was an incredible moment. I'm not going to lie. When Ronaldo had the ball, 9 out of 10 times you see Lokmanu getting that space and hitting the shot on target. And most of the times when Ronaldo is 1 versus 1 with the keeper, in that situation, you expect a goal. But I think credits to Chaitanya, did not panic there, knew exactly what Lokmanu was going to do, got into that position where he could block the shot easily and avoid the danger. Shows how much he's read his game and how much he's grinded this game to reach that position when it comes to defense. Because let's be honest, Neil, without practice, without experience, you're not going to get there.
Absolutely, and I would say even with practice and with experience, I've been on the other end of conceding from Lokmanu's Ronaldo. So absolutely, Chaitanya has done his homework. We have seen, we both frequent Lokmanu stream quite often. We have seen so many times he's been in similar situations with that Ronaldo. He pulls off a skill move and he scores. Uh, this is testament to how good Chaitanya is, that he's been able to defend it so far. Even right now, look, when you had the chance, but now you can see the nerves. You can see him play that driven pass, and he puts the ball out of play. Uh, like I always say, it's a slow process. Lokmanu is breaking down, breaking down, breaking down. He's pressing, 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 and he's just waiting for the opponent to make one silly error, one mistake, and then he scores. And it seems like he has changed his formation there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let me be honest, Neil. I think he's changed it because he's realized that Chaitanya has a weakness. The weakness is that he is panicking a little as this game approaches the 90th minute. And I think Lokmanu now feels if he is confident with his defense, he can take a little more risk in his attack, open up that space, try to get those 1-2s in the dangerous area or the skill move. Because Chaitanya right now did look vulnerable for the last two attacks that Lokmanu tried. However, Chaitanya did keep his cool, cleared it very well, and believe me, to pass it to your keeper and then play those X passes to the defender, to the winger is not that easy under pressure. But I think Lokmanu thinks, okay, this is the moment. Here is his weakness, and this is something that I have to exploit, which is why he's trying to maybe do those 1-2s or some attacking changes near the final third.
Absolutely. I mean, who are we to question Lokmanu's tactics? The man has been in so many situations in FIFA. He knows. And if this is his decision, I'm sure a lot of thought, a lot of effort, and a lot of experience has gone into it. But now we can see Chaitanya on the edge of the box. And for he hasn't been here that often. He tries a cheeky skill move. Nah, I don't think a chip like that is gonna catch our Lokmanu anytime soon.
Yeah, Lokmanu was not falling for that. But then having said that, Neil, okay, I just have this question for you. In this entire Josha Presents Esports Premier Series powered by Hell Energy Drinks, FIFA 21, we haven't seen a lot of long shots being taken. Now just tell it to the people who do not really play FIFA competitively or do not play FIFA a lot. Why are pros or why are players in tournaments so reluctant for trying those long shots?
I mean, I'll tell you what, it's always been like that because when you're a pro and when you're facing against other pros, the chances come at a premium. If you want to be successful, if you want to win games, it is your job to take only the high probability chances, which is why every shot is carefully measured out. They make sure they're in the right place, they make sure they're at the right angle, they make sure, like how Chaitanya just did, that they wait till the 91st minute. Uh, Long shots, as much as we like them, as much as the aesthetic appeal that they bring, they're just not high probability chances. And I don't expect any pro to score them against a pro. Of course, if you're facing a non-pro, if you're facing a newcomer, then they can pull it out and then they can do it. But I don't think we should expect any long shots anytime soon.
Yeah, very well said. And having said that, the first leg the first leg is over. 0-0 was the score. I mean, not a lot of goals, not any goals to talk about, to be honest, but a lot of moments that could have changed this game, Neil. I think one of them was how Chaitanya defended the shot from Lokmanu when Ronaldo got into that position. And the 90th minute, where Lokmanu kept his cool, I'm sure he would have had the thought, okay, I do not have to do anything right now, which may lead up to a penalty, considering how you can get a penalty in this game. But 0-0, any other moments that you would like to talk about in this game or anything else you would like to talk about this game that we've just seen?
I think this game, both these guys scoped each other out. I do think that the advantage is with Lokmanu now because we know Lokmanu streams all his games, uh, especially in the weekend league. So there is a lot of tape on him that Chaitanya could have studied up, he could have prepared. But now I feel like Lokmanu knows what you can expect from Chaitanya. So far, I would say that on the basis of that game, the advantage is with Lokmanu. Even though it's still 0-0, we have seen that Lokmanu is getting into those positions more often. Chaitanya, with the exception of that 91st minute opportunity from Neymar, did not create much in that game. And again, Lokmanu is the pro for a reason, and I think he'll get stronger as the second leg progresses.
Yes, absolutely, Neil. I think you've said it perfectly. And it is going to come down to the wire. It's going to go down to the wire. But Lokmanu is a pro for a reason. He knows what he is doing. And I think he is somebody who is going to try and exploit those defensive gaps that we were talking about. And maybe, just maybe, Chaitanya has to think about, what wrong did he do with his attack? Because he was not able to get even a single shot on target. And he, I think, has realized that Lokmanu is not going to fall for any of those tricks outside the box, or not even going to fall for those tricks at the in the final third, wherein he can create those spaces. So I think this is going to be a very close game, but I'm going to go with my prediction. Lokmanu is going to win this by 1-0.
I mean, the only reason why I'm still sticking with Chaitanya is because we saw his game yesterday against Siddharth Thapa. He started slow and then he grew into it, and that is what I expect from him this time around too. I expect him to grow into this game again. We should take into consideration that this guy has just come onto the scene this year, so a bit of nerves can be expected. I think this is his first time in the Josh Presents Esports Premier Series powered by LNG tournament. He was not there for qualifier one, and he's here right now for qualifier two. Again, it's just my gut feeling. Uh, if you are following the statistics, if you are following the history, Lokmani should be the favorite. But as that leg showed us, both these guys are very evenly matched, and I think Selvin, you'll agree with me that this could go either way.
I do agree with you right now that this can go either way. But believe me, I think, Lokmanu is for sure convinced that it is not going to be as easy as he would have thought this is going to be. Like, when you see a name which is not a pro player in front of you, as a pro player, you always have this feeling, okay, I am sure I'm going to find a way out of this, and I'm sure I'm going to get that goal. And no matter how tough it gets, I'm sure I'm going to get that result. But right now, it does look like, Lokmanu is not very confident when it comes to trying to get that goal, trying to, get those chances that he's been used to getting. And I still think he's going to get that first goal and then keep a clean sheet and go on to win this thing. But it's going to be very, very, very interesting if Chaitanya can score early in this game.
Absolutely, Salman. I remember we were watching Chaitanya's game and casting it, me and Lokmanyu, a couple of days back. And I told him that, Chaitanya needed that win. He had a big win against Siddharth Thapa. I think it was 8-1 or something. And I told him that, he has to get this win because his next opponent is you, and he needs that momentum while facing you. And Lokmanyu, to his credit, was quite respectful of Chaitanya. He said that, this could be his moment. It is, after all, uh, the more times you play someone, the more times you can beat them. Chaitanya has never beaten Lokmanu before. Offline tournaments, online tournaments, he's never beaten Lokmanu before. Why not today?
Yes, absolutely. I think, when it comes to a game of FIFA, especially at the end of the season, you always, always have that chance. And you're thinking, this is going to be my moment. I have lost to this guy before, but I've lost in a friendly, I've lost in a weekend league game, or I've lost at a time where there was nothing at stake. Right now, the stakes are high. You're getting a chance to meet either a Saransh or Jatin in the next round. And in case you win that round, you are for sure a favorite to win the qualifier, because that's how close this tournament is. That's how close Josh presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks Qualifier 2 is. And I think it's a lot on the line. But Lokmanu is somebody who is not going to crumble under pressure from what we know about him. And once again, we're going to go into the second game, Neil. And do you have any other predictions for this one?
Well, if anybody ends up scoring, it's that Cristiano Ronaldo of Lokmanu's. He is mastered every movement. He has mastered every shot, and again, I'm just excited, man, because this is such a good matchup, and we're just in the early stage of this tournament. I mean, the quarters, the semis, the finalists still to come, and we're getting such great games. Today we got Saransh playing, we got Somak playing, we got Shubham Jadhav playing. I'm just wow, like strap on your seatbelts because this is going to be a wild ride. The second leg of Lokmanya Chaturvedi was Chaitanya Singh has now kicked off.
Yes, the second leg has kicked off, and not just the second leg, all the games that we have today, as Neil said, are going to be pretty exciting. And if you need a hell energy drink, go ahead, grab one, because you may need it at the end of this game, maybe at the end of all the games, because it's going to be a roller coaster ride, and you may have to fasten your seatbelts. And looks like Neil Lokmanu knows what he has to do in this leg, isn't it? The way he passed the ball around, he wanted to get the goal from the kickoff and wanted to put pressure on Chaitanya, because I think the best way for Lokmani to get around this is put pressure on Chaitanya, put him in that situation where he feels, okay, I've not been here before, and this is something that I may not handle without much experience.
Absolutely. You know, they say take him into deep waters and watch him drown. We have to know, we have to see now if Chaitanya can survive this onslaught, because that's the way Lokmanu plays. You know, every minute is tougher than the prior one. He puts you under pressure, he puts you under pressure, and eventually, more often than not, as thousands of players in the Indian FIFA scene have seen, they crumble. Is Chaitanya going to be another victim for Lokmanu?
Well, I mean, I would hope it is not the case. Like, it will be pretty heartbreaking if Chaitanya crumbles under pressure. But then Lokmanu is somebody who has that personality with his gameplay, who has that mindset that, he can come out of every situation. But having said that, this is the first time we've seen so much space for Bamba on that wing. Neymar Jr. with the ball, Bamba continuing his run, but that's well defended by Verratti, taking out any chance of error for him in his defense. And that's one back by his players, Ronaldo falling deep to Acuna, to Dybala. And I think Lokmanu has to somehow get that first goal, or else if it goes to extra time and penalties, we all know it's anybody's game, right?
Absolutely. In fact, this game reminds me of Chaitanya playing against another imposing Indian pro. He played against Saksham Ratan and he beat him in extra time. So he actually beat him on penalties. I'm sorry. So Chaitanya does know the game plan of how to face these pros, how to beat them. Again, uh, even though Lokmanu does have that pressure, Chaitanya is one person. If you had to pick a person who could withstand it, who win the game himself.
Very much true. I think you said it perfectly. And obviously, as we were discussing at the start, Neil, Chaitanya right now has nothing to lose. The entire pressure is on Lokmanu because he is going into this one as the massive favorite, whereas Chaitanya is the underdog going into this one. And I think Lokmanu and Chaitanya both are not going to try and do anything silly that can lead up to a goal. And as you could have seen, Chaitanya so nicely there, he waited for Lokmanu to do that bridge or to do that skill move. And at the end of the day, he's got the ball back and he's going to try and attack.
One more thing, Salman, which I noticed about both these players is that their entire front six has five-star skill moves. Any one of them could pull off a ball roll scoop turn or a croqueta fake or just any of the various five-star skill moves that are available in this title. Obviously, FIFA 21 has been a skiller's paradise with so many options, with so many skills, not just to pull off, but also to cancel. Uh, I think the goal could come, but the goal could come in a variety of ways.
Very well said. I think, it is a skiller's paradise. Also, when we talk about skills and we talk about those skill cancels, Neil, let me just tell the viewers, FIFA 21 is possibly the best game if you're somebody who enjoys taking penalties, because you can get a penalty while you're doing a skill move and you're just touched by a defender. Neil, in this situation, okay, if you're Chaitanya or if you're Lokmanu, are you thinking, let me take that gamble if I'm going inside the box, let me try and do a skill move and at least try and get a penalty?
Oh, absolutely, Selvin. I know it in some circles it be frowned upon, but both these players are pragmatic. Both these players know that they've got what it takes, but will take all that they've got to win the game. Uh, a penalty is a very realistic avenue for a goal, and right now, finally, after what seems like forever, we've had a shot from Chaitanya Singh. It was deflected by the defender, but that will do wonders for his confidence heading into the remaining 55 minutes of this game.
Absolutely. I think, Chaitanya needed that opportunity. Lokmanu is somebody who I think had already anticipated Neymar's moves there and from where he would actually take a shot. With that defense, that he has and the quality in defense with those players, plus his own tactics in defense, I think it's pretty tough to break him down if you don't do anything special. And Lokmanu right now has a lot of space on the wings, but that's offside. And believe me, if that would have not been offside, if that would have been onside, that would have been a goal for sure, because he had around two options to cut it back to or even take a shot. And Atal on that wing, we all know how good he is on the wings. He can cut back, he can shoot, he can do anything to score a goal. I think that's a big let off for Chaitanya, isn't it?
Absolutely. When I saw that, my alarm bell started ringing. But again, uncharacteristic mistake from Lokmanu, because you don't expect him to be caught offside. Chaitanya is trying to do to Lokmanu what Lokmanu's done to so many people in the past, with Ronaldo facing down the defender, trying to do that croqueta. But of course, Lokmanu knows. So, Salman, what do you think about this? The best way to defend against a skill is by mastering that skill move. Do you agree with that?
I absolutely agree with that. The main reason why I would agree with that is because if I know how it feels like to do that skill, I exactly know when the opponent would think about doing the skill and what I need to do in order to defend it. Having said that, Neil, I think the first half is over. Once again, there has been only one shot, and the shot has been blocked by Lokmanu, which fell to Chaitanya. Lokmanu in this game has not registered even a single shot. The possession seems to be very balanced. Neil, let's be honest, somebody has to, take that risk. Somebody has to shift to plan B or do something different in order to get that first goal.
Selvin, I was thinking the same thing. You just know, with the flick of that D-pad, if they move to their attacking tactics or their alter-attacking tactics, this KG nil all could become a 4 all in no time. You just need some catalyst. You just need someone to score a goal. You just need someone to make a mistake. You just need some keeper to have a nightmare, and it could change. But I'll tell you right now, 0-all, 4-0, 10-all, whatever the score is, this has been such an exciting game of football, of FIFA. I'm sorry.
Well, yes, it has been an exciting game, mainly considering that, we are seeing a masterclass. That both of these players, you're seeing some good attack and you're seeing some great defense. They've been cancelling each other out. Having said that, Neymar has a chance and Court to post. What a chance out there for Chaitanya. There's a corner. It's not been defended yet. It's not been cleared. Renato Sanchez has the ball, waits for Lokmanu to regroup, waits for his own players to regroup. Neymar with the ball again. Is that going to be defended? Not yet. Neymar still has the ball, but Sergio Ramos has the experience. Lokmanu has the experience. Well cleared, well dealt with. Is that a counter opportunity, Neil?
That is definitely a counter opportunity, and Chaitanya will be buzzing. He didn't score, but he showed right now that he can work that Courtois. He can create that opportunity, and I think, like you said, the game seems to be opening up. It's about time. We are in the last quarter of this two-legged tie, and finally there is some urgency. There is some attacking impetus, and we saw right now that Chaitanya can give it to Lokmanyo. Let's see if we can build on that.
Very true. I think, let's see if we can build on that, because as Neil was saying at the start, this word momentum, which is something that is very important when it comes to an esports game, especially in a game of FIFA in which you have to compete almost every weekend. And looking at how it is going, Chaitanya certainly has the momentum. And look at those bodies going forward in attack. He's waiting for all the six players to stretch out so that he can go in attack. Neymar with a chance. This for sure is going to be a goal, but he's hit the crossbar from Neymar. I think Chaitanya is going to be gutted. That was the best chance of the game. Clear at goal. The goalkeeper was beaten, but he could not beat the frame of the goal.
That was an astonishing miss. If I'm Chaitanya right now, I mean, if I was in his place, I would be shell shocked. I was about to say, I told you so, but now I'm telling you right now, that is the kind of miss that can really shatter your confidence, that can really affect you so deeply. How does Neymar miss that? That is 99 Neymar. Many believe him to be the best player in the game, and he has just missed an open one-on-one opportunity with that five-star weak foot. Uh, it's ridiculous. I mean, Lokman has to be thanking his lucky stars right now, and now you can see he's keeping the ball. He's going to try and stifle Chaitanya. He's going to let that miss sit there and fester. He's going to remind Chaitanya of it. And let's see. Honestly, Selvan, if I may, I would like to change my prediction, because after that miss, I have a feeling Lokmanu goes up, he scores, and that's it. That was the best chance he's created. That could be the best chance he'd create in this whole tie. And inexplicably, he's missed it.
Yes, I think it's going to be a very crazy affair right now. Neil, I'm going to talk something about mentality in this situation. All the viewers watching, I'm sure you expected him to score. Now, in this situation, Neil, I think mentality is the most crucial part. You can either think, okay, I missed it and my opponent is going to win it. He has his lucky stars in his favor. Or you can think, you know what, I've actually created so many chances. I've missed this, but I still have a lot of time. And if I can try and get one more attack, I'm going to score from the next one. But then if you're Lokman, you're thinking, okay, the defense, I mean, my defense is not working properly. This guy has missed a very crucial chance. Somehow, I need to get into that attacking position because this guy is going to crumble under pressure. Having said that, Chaitanya does not look like he's under pressure right now because he is going to attack. And every time his Neymar gets the ball, Neil, if I could say this, I think it looks like he's going to create something very, very, very dangerous.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely grown into this game. Selvin, I agree with what you said about mentality. That right now it is crucial. You know, this major event. I think the biggest event of this tie just took place in front of us. How these two players react will depend on who makes it to the next round. But talk to me about how Lokmanu, with all his experience, kept the ball for a good 10 in-game minutes right after that miss. How important is that? You know, like from a psychological warfare point of view, for him to do that.
Well, Neil, I think very honestly, that is something he had to do because that's how you build up that pressure on your opponent. Your opponent has to feel frustrated at that point for missing the goal and then doing something silly, either to open the defense or to concede a penalty, and the frustration keeps growing. I think that was Lokmanu's idea. Having said that, Dybala is in space again, but Lokmanu Sergio Ramos for me has been the man of the match. He saved him at least 4 times in this game with some crucial blocks, some crucial interceptions, and crucial tackles. And once again, he did that. Like, I think Sergio Ramos showing why he's possibly, I think for me, the best defender of all time. And for sure, the best defender in game as well.
Absolutely, Selvin. Lokmanu with his Sergio Ramos, with his Ronaldo, like they are in real life, they're the same way in FIFA for Lokmanu. They're the stalwarts of his team. They are the pillars on which his success has been built. And in big games, Sergio Ramos has turned up for him. And now let's see if Ronaldo can turn up for him. Or is it going to be Neymar with that Elastico? He pulls it off. He gets a reverse Elastico. He scores. Wow. Incredible. That's why he's
Unbelievable
Lokmanu
scenes.
Chaturvedi. That's why he's the OG. That's why he's the professional's professional on the Indian scene. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just seen a masterclass. He's absorbed pressure like a sponge. He's gone up the other end, and there he's drowned Chaitanya. Selvin, what a pleasure it is, man, to commentate on this game with you. Incredible.
Incredible indeed. Neil, when he got in that position, I think Chaitanya realized that he is finally panicking. And you could see with his player switching, he switched to the wrong player. And once Neymar got that chance, he was not going to miss on his preferred right foot with all the power in the world that he has. And unfortunately, I think it's been a game of two Neymars. Chaitanya's Neymar, who missed that crucial chance from a similar position on his left, and Lokmanu's Neymar with the first shot on target, surprisingly in the 87th minute for him, has scored the goal that is 99% going to guarantee a spot in the next round for Lokmanu. After 2 legs of FIFA, after 2 legs and around 177 minutes of no goals, we finally have a goal. And Chaitanya is going to wait till the last moment. I'm sure he's gone and changed everything to attack. He wants to have that last attack and possibly take this game to extra time because we do not have away goals rule. And this is going to be crazy. Let's see what Chaitanya has got. He has this one final opportunity. And let's see how this works out to be. Cristiano Ronaldo, the ball. Yeah, Neil, go ahead.
He's got Paredes on the ball. He would not want Paredes there. He goes for the pass, and Lokmanu's Courtois saves the day. Lokmanu's Neymar wins the game. There will be no golden goal. It's been the tightest game of the tournament so far, and it's been, I would say, the best game in terms of no mistakes, in terms of attacking efficiency, in terms of defensive masterclass. Both these players, do not be ashamed of the result. Do not be ashamed of anything. You guys have put on a great show. This game was worthy of a semi-final or a final. Selvin, what do you think? What a game we've just witnessed.
Well, I am very surprised that this is just a phase one game. I mean, it feels very hard. If you're a Chaitanya fan, if you're his friend, he's gonna feel hard done by because he missed that crucial chance. He hit the crossbar. He had some great chances. Some of them were blocked. Some of them were saved. But it all comes down to who has the ice in their nerves, who has that ice in their veins. And today it was Lokmanu. As always, this man has come out of these situations, as we were discussing, Neil. A difference between a pro and an aspiring pro is that these pros can get into situations wherein everyone count them out, but they find a way through. And Lokmanu this time found the way through. He saw the player switch, is on the player to his left, and the player on the right was not switched. He did the right skill move at the right time, and by the time Chaitanya could switch, it was already too late because Neymar was in the right place and he was not going to miss from there with his preferred right foot. Having said that, it's 1-0 to Lokmanu in the second leg, as I predicted and as Neil predicted in the second half. It was a very tight game, but a very entertaining and a very exciting one because there were no dull moments in this game. Let's be honest. Even though there were less goals, even though there were less shots, we had a lot of things to talk about, very less mistakes, and it all came down to that one moment. And that's how hard FIFA can be when you are on the losing side after 180 minutes and after doing a lot of things. But I think it's a fair result, and it's fair to say that over the two legs, Lokmanu, with his experience and with that, showing his composure, was the deserved winner, was the worthy winner, isn't it, Neil?
Absolutely. Our boy did it. Again, you could talk about if only Chaitanya's Neymar had shot a couple of inches lower, what could have been. But we're going to talk about what happened. And what happened was that we just witnessed an electrifying match, right? A great start to this Esports Premier Series presented by Josh, powered by LNG. And wow, I mean, at least the casting desk is going to be a very happy place because Lokman is going to join us soon, and he's going to join us safe in the knowledge that he has made it to phase two. He has had a very tough test. Respect, credit where it's due. Chaitanya took him to his limit. All right, it took Lokmanu all that he had to bypass him to make it to the next round, and he did. Wow, Selvin, it's what a great game we just saw. I mean, the action, the bar has been set very high for the rest of the games that follow through, but I have a feeling that they'll meet it.
Very well said. I think they will meet it. The bar has been set pretty high. And let's be honest, as we progress into the tournament, we may not see a lot of games which have a lot of goals, but we're going to see these tight games. We're going to see these, intense moments wherein nobody wants to take that risk because they know it's going to be pretty tough. And having said that, I think once again, big congratulations to Lokmanu. He has made it through on the night by defeating Chaitanya 1-0 in total. That's on aggregate after two legs. And I think we're going to go and throw into a small break right now. But stay tuned, everyone, because we have a lot more action lined up for you in Josha Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21, powered by Hell Energy Drinks. And we will see you soon.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying with us in this Josha Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. My name is Selvin. With me, I have Super Keel. It's been a pleasure to cast the first game between Lokmanu Chaturvedi and Chaitanya Singh, which ended in 1-0, in favor of Lokmanu. A pretty intense game. We all needed a break. I think we all needed a Hell Energy drink. And Neil and me are back trying to process what happened in that game. But Neil, let's be honest, it's just the beginning of something incredible, as you were talking about, and the standard has been set pretty high. for the next set of matches, which you can see on your stream, which you can see on your screen. Neil, if you could just run through them, please.
I mean, well, that was a great game, and the three games that follow do have potential to be great themselves. First up, right now we got Shubham Jadhav versus Akash. Akash is relatively new to the scene, but he did beat Aman Varsi. He beat Aman Varsi, who is one of the most informed players in the Indian FIFA community right now. He is absolutely killing it in the weekend league, finishing multiple elite ones, elite twos, and Akash actually beat him. So credit where it's due. He is someone we need to focus on. But Shubham Jadhav is one of the most talented players I've had the fortune, or I would say misfortune, of playing. He's so good. He's so good with the skills. He's so good with the basics, the technique, everything. Um, I think for a pro, Shubham Jadhav is one of the pros who plays with a certain recklessness. He plays with a certain imagination. He does not stick to the meta. He does what he wants to do. He plays with a lot of skill moves. He plays with a lot of a lot of chances which like how we were talking about long shots. He does all that stuff. He's one of the most aesthetic game styles in the community, and I'm excited to see how this goes.
Well, I am pretty much excited as well because Shubham versus Akash promises to be a cracker of a game. These two players have the capacity, have the potential to give us uh, some amazing moments throughout these two legs, because both of them, as you were saying, I mean, especially talking about Shubham, he's good with his skills, he's good with his basics, he is very good with his decision making, which I think a combination of all of these things are very important for you when it comes to a tournament, when it comes to you winning, and when it comes to having a champion's mentality. Akash, on the other hand, I mean, he's a great player. We've seen that he defeated Aman Varsi and he held on, without any problem. A lot of players, as we have seen, have crumbled under pressure. But Akash did not, even though he was in a situation where he thought, okay, this is something that may actually, take his chance away. And he held on under pressure. And here, I think we are live with this game. The first game of, the first leg, rather, between Shubham Jadhav and Akash is on, and I would like to know your predictions, Neil, before this game goes into its nail biting stages.
I mean, I have to stick with my boy Shubham. He's wearing the red Liverpool kit. He's got a Liverpool tattoo on his hand. But I won't tell you my thoughts on that. What do you think, Selvin? I think Shubham takes this, and he takes this with a couple of goals.
Well, personally, I do feel yes, Shubham is the favorite to win this one, and I have a feeling he's going to win it by 2 goals as well. So I think the scoreline at the end is going to be either a 3-1 or a 4-2, because I see Akash scoring against Shubham. And let me be very honest, I think you also know about this. Akash is somebody who is looking in form. Shubham, on the other hand, has not grinded FIFA in the last days, but he is somebody who doesn't really lose touch, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, Shubham was playing a football tournament today, and he did get back from it just a couple of hours back. So he's got a lot on his plate. He's doing some fashion stuff. Um, he's really a jack of all trades, but I would say that he's a master in FIFA. Selvin, I did mention his Liverpool hand tattoo, and since you are a bit of an expert on tattoos yourself, I mean, let's be honest. You're probably the most qualified person to talk about tattoos in the country. What do you think about that tattoo? Have you seen it?
I mean, that tattoo, I have seen it, and I still feel I wish I never saw it, because oh, that was my reaction to it, and Shubham knows it as well. But I'm hoping this game that comes up is going to be 100 times better than his tattoo, and I hope that we both don't have to unsee this game once this game is done, because as of now there have been no chances. Shubham, I mean, who is a great player, he is going to wait for the right moment. He's not going to risk it, and Akash, on the other hand, is somebody who likes taking his chances. You will not see him create a lot, but you will see him create that one chance and score from it. And that's how good he is. And he's looking solid in defense. He's not letting Shubham exploit those gaps or do anything. And Akash could be in here with a chance of his own. So far, looks like a pretty balanced game, isn't it, Neil?
Absolutely. Uh, we saw right now Shubham had that chance going down the wings, cutting in, but Akash stopped him. I do think that if Shubham does score, it will be through that Cruyff. He's actually been very lucky this FIFA. He packed mid Cruyff and then he followed that up by packing moments Cruyff. And he does some damage with those cards. And if he scores, I think it'll be through them. Right now, we saw Akash with that Ronaldo trying the Elastico, the same Elastico that Lokman used to win that prior tie. Right now, he's got acres of space with Neymar, acres of space, and he does not miss. 99 Neymar lashes it in on his left foot, and wow, Akash is in the lead against Shubham Jadhav.
Wow, incredible stuff indeed, Neil. I think, no, we were just talking about how he would have regretted because the chance before that, wherein he made a wrong decision by doing that Elastico move because it killed off the space that he got for the final pass. But then he got a chance again with his Neymar, similar to what we saw in the last game with Chaitanya's, miss. The last time hit the crossbar and it did not go in, but this one was precise, it was accurate, hit the crossbar, went inside, 1-0 to Akash. Are we going to see or are we going to witness an upset here?
Well, Selvin, like you said, Shubham is a bit rusty. He has not been playing that much FIFA, and you could see that usually you'd expect him to defend that better. Even now, he's giving a lot of space on the edge of his box. Could this be something that he can fix while the game progresses? Because if this keeps on happening, I think Akash is looking stronger than him, and Akash is looking hungrier than him.
Well, very, very, very well said because right now Akash looks very confident. He looks very hungry to get that second goal and to build that momentum and to create that pressure on Shubham and to exploit, that slight chance that he has with regards to mentality because he's going into this game without, being a favorite and he knows Shubham is the clear favorite, not just for this game, but for the entire tournament. But Akash out there looks pretty confident and every time he's getting the ball, it looks like Shubham's defense is panicking. And having said that, Shubham is now on the attack. He is playing it safe. What is going to be your thoughts right now? Neil, I've already asked you about how important the first goal is. Now, let's say you are somebody who concedes that goal. What's the next thing that's coming to your mind?
Well, for a casual player or even for someone who's aspiring to be a pro, uh, this could be a big blow, a heavy blow. But Shubham Jadhav, with his experience, with all that he's achieved in the game, he was actually signed to an international org. He's one of the few people who can claim to have done that. For him, he knows that this is a long tie. 40 minutes done, 140 minutes left. A lot can happen, a lot will happen. uh, I don't expect him to crumble. I don't expect him to lose the game plan. I think he'll stick to what has worked for him so far. I think he believes that he can score, and he believes he can score against anyone, especially someone who's pretty new to the scene like Akash. Even though Akash is playing very well, it's just I just hope that he gets it back together. He can get the ball to Neymar, to Cruyff, and do something.
Well, absolutely. Shubham can score against anyone. But I think, with all due respect, Akash is someone who's been in the scene for a while. However, he is not been known in the foot community because he is not somebody who has had a lot of tournament victories on the national stage. But he has kept Shubham quiet in this first half. I'm not sure if I can name a lot of players who can do that. Shubham has not had even one shot. Akash, with that one shot that he's had, has made the difference. The score right now after the first leg, after the first half of the first leg, is 1-0 in favor to Akash with that magical goal that he scored with Neymar, which absolutely destroyed the frame of the goal before going in. And are you expecting something different in the second half, Neil?
Well, I would hope to see something different because Shubham Jadhav, like I said, he's one of those pros who is not quite at the top level. Like let's say with Aditya Chadda, with Saransh, with Charanjot, but he is definitely in that second tier. But I just want to talk about this, Selvin. If Akash gets this victory, this is bigger than beating Wasi. This is actually a victory that can make him say that, you know what, I do have what it takes to be a professional FIFA player. And he's playing like the stakes are high. He's playing with that hunger. He's playing with that will to prove himself. And it's so exciting to see, in this tournament that we are having players who are not that well versed with FUT. Like you said, Akash is not that well versed with FUT. He does not have the wins that, let's say, Shubham does. But right now, uh, based on what we've seen so far, you would not be able to say.
Well, yes, I think I do agree with you. And Shubham certainly on his day is possibly in the top tier. But then if you are going to rank them up with regards to, the FIFA Global Series or with regards to tournament victories, I think he just has to go that one step ahead if he has to be counted amongst those top Indian pros who can, uh, who can do the damage whenever they feel like, at any point of time. But Shubham certainly has the potential to do that. But right now, I think I'm very impressed with Akash, with his gameplay. He's not playing any negative football. He scored the first goal. He knows he's playing a very good player. He's not sitting back. He is taking the game to Shubham and he is telling him that I'm going to score the next goal and I'm going to make sure that I do not concede anything in front of you.
Selvin, as a former FIFA pro, and let's almost Neymar cuts in. Finally, we see some attacking impetus from Shubham, and he'll be encouraged by that. But Selvin, I want to ask you, as a former FIFA pro, you see a lot of these professionals right now. They treat this time of the year as an off season, and they pursue other hobbies outside of FIFA. They take a break from the game. They play some other games. How important is it when you're competing to be well versed with the game, to be playing it every day, to be putting the hours in? Because right now I can see that Shubham is a bit rusty, and maybe that's what proves to be the differentiating factor in this game.
Well, yes, it can be the differentiating factor because let's be very honest, Neil. This is an esports game. This is not something that, like you will never see anyone say, okay, this guy was born to play a game or this guy knew to play this game from the time he was like maybe 1 year old or something like that. This is something that you can only master if you practice this day in, day out for hours, if you practice the right way, if you practice with the right people, and that's how you get better at this game. So, I think these players, even at this point of the time, if you practice, it's always possible. And Akash is certainly showing that with this Neymar right now in a very dangerous position. And that is very well defended by Shubham. But yeah, Neil, coming back to your
Uh,
point, these professionals are absolutely amazing at this stage who, even if it's an off season, do their best to make sure that they are, going to play their A game.
Absolutely, Selvin. Yeah, I did expect that answer from you guys. If you don't know, Selvin has been he's been a FIFA pro for a long time. He's been a PES pro too, so he does know esports, the esport landscape like the back of his hand. Right now, Akash with that Neymar, he is making Selvin's defenders dance to his tune with the skill cancels and the short stops. uh, it's uh, it's strange to see Shubham uh, outclassed, because that is the word I'll use. He's been outclassed so far. Akash has been better attacking wise, has been better defending wise, and I would say that Shubham is just barely hanging on right now. He
Yes,
plays
indeed, it
that
does
he plays
look
that
like that.
lofted through
Yeah.
ball. Yeah, he plays that lofted through ball. It's never a good sign when you have to play that ball, because that just shows that uh, you've given up on the basic stuff of passing it up and down, and you just hit a hail mary Hollywood style through ball, one to escape pressure and two for a lucky chance at catching him out on the break.
Well, yes. I mean, that's very unlikely to see that through ball for a player of Shubham Jadav's level. And Akash, in the meanwhile, very impressive with his attack, very impressive with his defense and his overall gameplay. I think it's time to consider him to be one of the players to watch out for in this tournament. If he can go ahead, keep his cool, and win this one, I am going to call him something like a legend killer. He's already beaten Varsi, who's had a lot of tournament victories under his belt. Shubham Jadav, as we all know, has won a lot of major tournaments. And Akash right now is looking as if he knows what he has to do against Shubham. And he looks so confident that he's not going to concede a goal in front of him. Having said that, he's just lost the ball from a very good situation. And Shubham, with his Cruyff, the player that Neil predicted would score for Shubham, has the ball in a dangerous area, but that's offside. And Akash once again has the ball with him. And Sergio Ramos is going to play it short to Acuna, who's going to drag it down to the wings to Roberto Carlos. And that's well defended by Shubham. So, Neil, I'm going to throw a question to you right now. Do you see another goal in this one?
Oh, I absolutely see another goal in this one. Unfortunately, for my friend Shubham, I think it's going to be coming from Akash. Shubham actually completed that 99 rated PSG Messi SBC last night with the 5-star skill moves. You wouldn't know it because I don't think Messi has had a single contribution in this game so far.
Uh, Yes, indeed. I mean, that looks like the case. And oh my God, okay, Akash made a horrible error, but luckily Shubham could not capitalize on that. Imagine conceding a goal when your keeper passes the ball to the opponent, and Shubham would have not wished for a better goal. But then, having said that, the score still remains at 1-0. And as Neil was saying, looking at how things go, there are 4 minutes more left plus added time. Akash has another chance, and he is the one who's looking more likely to score that one, and he's got a penalty. Neil, can you believe that this one has been given as a penalty? I think FIFA 21 is always going to surprise us. Akash, penalty, Sergio Ramos goes right, scores it 2-0. Shubham has a mountain to climb in the second leg. Your thoughts on the penalty and on Akash's composure?
Well, if you want my raw thoughts, I don't think I'm allowed to say what I want to say, but oh my god, Shubham has been so unlucky. Seven, in that situation, you don't expect to concede a penalty. The penalty was the last thing in my mind. I thought, all right, Akash seems to have overplayed it. It was a good attack. But then, bam, all of a sudden he gets that penalty. And poor Shubham, he does not deserve to win this game, but he definitely did not deserve to concede such a soft penalty. 2-0. The game ends. And like you said, Shubham has a mountain to climb.
Well, yes, I mean, even I was, feeling very bad that Shubham had to concede that penalty. However, take nothing away from Akash. He has been the better player. He was the better player in this game. We just saw that, a glimpse of the first goal again. He was the better player. He's got the result that he would have hoped for. And Shubham, on the other hand, certainly would have not expected this, no matter how good Akash was playing. And Shubham, unfortunately, could not even register a shot on target, which is very unlikely. And as you can see, Akash has a lead of 2-0. As you can see on your screen, Akash 2, Shubham 0. But we have another leg of FIFA. And Neil, let me just remind everyone, when it comes to a FIFA game, it is not over till it is over. So, with a player of Shubham's potential, there is always a chance for a comeback. And especially after seeing, something similar in the last round when Akash played Aman Varsi, he led by 3-1. And at the end, he won it. But then it was a pretty tight affair. If there's somebody who can overcome this out of these two players, it is Shubham. But looking at how he played in the first game, do you think there is a chance for a comeback?
Well, Selvin, you tell me. You've been in this scene for way longer than I have. How many times have you seen a promising young player, an aspiring professional, come up against a seasoned professional in the form of Shubham? They play the game well. They score a few goals. They win the first leg, and then in the second leg, when the pro uses all his tricks, uses all his knowledge, and he amps up the pressure, and before you know it, the pro has snuck through. Uh, Again, if I'm Shubham, I'm hoping for that. But the dominance displayed by Akash, I think it's there's only going to be one victor, and it's going to be Akash.
Yes, absolutely. I think the word was dominance because Akash absolutely played his A game. I mean, it looked like he knew what he was doing. He figured out Shubham is not pretty solid defensively. He did everything possible to open that defense, and 2-0 looks like a fair result. It's not over as we were talking about. Shubham certainly has the capacity. He has everything it takes to overcome this deficit. But looking at the way Akash played, it was pretty impressive because let's be honest, he did not even, give away one shot. And that's something Shivam is going to be concerned about. He's going to work out his plans again and think what went wrong for him. Neil, if you're in his position, are you thinking, I'm going to go all out and score those goals and not think about what is going to happen in defense? Or are you thinking, okay, let me keep the ball, frustrate this guy and take my opportunities? What your thought process is going to be?
Well, again, I think we have to go back to the fact that Shubham made a very late addition to his team in the form of Messi, and we saw that he could barely get anything out of him. Zero shots on target is a damning indication of how you played. I think if I'm Shubham, I have to make a very tough decision. Do I go back to what's worked for me so far, and do I probably drop Messi or at least move him out to a non-primary attacking role, because like you said, he needs to change things up. He needs to get some more urgency in that attack. He needs to get some more bodies forward. Right now, it's clearly not working for him.
Well, I think you've said it pretty well. Something is not clearly working for Shubham Jadhav. But if you are Akash's camp, I think everything has been going in Akash's favor, including that penalty decision. But let's be honest, scoring a penalty in FIFA is not pretty easy either. It's going to come down to a coin toss. It's like a coin toss, there's a high chance of you missing as well. But Akash kept his nerve, scored the penalty, and he certainly looked like the player who would score the next goal in that game. 2-0 to him is a pretty convincing score line. And Akash, I think in this situation, is going to do everything to make sure that he does not concede in the second leg. And he will not want to have that pressure coming on him. But Neil, I think just before the second game starts, I'm just going to ask you, in this situation, okay, Shubham, you've already told me that, he may have to take out Messi, stick to something that has worked for him. But let's just, just think about this thing. Shubham is someone who's known for comebacks as well. He's done this time and time again. Are you thinking that, this guy is going to come out with something very, very, very special? He's going to go all out attack and get those goals in the first half because he is capable of that. Do you think he's going to do that? Go all out attack, I mean.
Well, I would like for him to do that, but the evidence which has been laid in front of us by Shubham and by Akash suggests that Akash is just in red hot form right now, and Shubham, we can see that he's been a bit rusty. And it's funny that you brought up penalties and how easy it is or how tough it is to score them in this game. Shubham, as a verified pro, he has access to that game mode where you can enter the game at any moment and just pick up from there. So what he does is he enters the game at 190 minutes and he's actually practiced penalties. So Akash, even though he got the penalty, scoring a penalty against a professional player like Shubham is no small task. And that again has a reverse effect on Shubham, where he knows that not only is Akash ripping him apart, not only is he defensively solid, he's also winning that mind game against him. And these three factors make me believe that Akash is going to see this through.
Well, I think very well said by you with regards to everything that you just said. And we will start the second game very, very, very soon. And coming back to that penalty, Neil, I mean, as a player, how frustrating can it get to concede a penalty right at the end and to concede something which is called a soft penalty? What is your thought process? Because there are hundreds of things going on in your head with regards to attacking at the end. And then you concede something like that. What's the reaction like?
Well, I think calling it a soft penalty is taken a bit is an understatement, because that was almost a non-existing penalty out of nowhere. And clearly, despite all the experience that Shubham has accrued over his years as a pro, he's just human, and he will be raging, he will be fuming, and he'll take all that he has to get back to a nice positive mental state and treat this other game, as a new chapter, as a new beginning. Again, it's so unfortunate. My heart goes out to him. My heart goes out to everyone who's conceded such a soft penalty. But this is FIFA. Very often, you got to be pragmatic. You got to take those chances. You got to create those situations where there's a 1% chance of getting a penalty. And Akash did everything by the book. He did it perfectly. And when the penalty came, he scored. Selvin, what more do you expect, right? He's been dominant and he's scoring his penalties.
Absolutely. He's been dominant, he's been confident, and he's shown us what exactly you need at this stage. And let's be honest, I don't think he went into that looking for a penalty. All credits to him because his Neymar wanted to attack. We both thought he overdid it by running down the flanks and maybe should have done a cutback a little earlier. But I think he waited for that opportunity, and luckily for him, Oblak came out, fouled him. I mean, did not look like a foul, but then a little body contact in FIFA, as per the mechanics work, as per the dynamics work, gave the penalty in his favor. But then again, as you've said, it's going to be a crazy second leg. Shubham has to think of it as a new game altogether. And he is somebody who can get non-compassionate, who can get merciless, who can get ruthless and can destroy an opponent. But Akash looks so solid defensively, looks so calm when he attacks, and looks so confident on the ball that for a reason, I think Shubham is not going to pull this off. Even though I know him very well and I know what he's capable of, I'm going to go with Akash taking this by, maybe one goal, but I don't see Shivam coming back, unfortunately. What do you think, Neil?
I absolutely agree with you, Selvin. I mean, if he could do that to his own hand, you can only imagine what he can do to Akash. So, like I said, anything can happen, anything could happen. But just I'm someone who's looking at strictly the evidence, and the evidence over the past 20 minutes suggests that Akash has got everything right. Akash is in the zone. Akash is taking it very seriously. And Shubham, I think he's the first person who will say maybe his preparation has been not up to the mark. He has not taken it quite as seriously as he could have. And that's why he's paying the price. You got to be 100% in, you got what it takes, but it usually takes all that you've got.
Very well said. I think, it takes all that you've got when it comes to a tournament like Josh App presents Esports Premier Series, FIFA 21, powered by Hell Energy Drinks, and anything less than 100% during these tournaments is going to be fatal. And Shubham right now has, I mean, it did look like he's paid the price for not taking this very seriously or for not grinding enough before coming into this tournament game. And Akash, on the other hand, the man looks so confident. The man looks so dominant, as we would have said, and not something that we say for a lot of opponents who play against Shubham. Even the pros that we've seen have struggled scoring against him and to contain his attack. And so we have to give massive credits to Akash because he has done something unthinkable. And if he can hold on for 90 minutes more for another game of FIFA, I think we are heading into an upset that both of us did not predict for sure. And Neil, I think this game is going to start anytime soon. Right now, if you are Akash, okay, we've spoken to you about what if you are Shubham in this situation. But what is your game plan going to be if you are in Akash's position? Like, what are you thinking exactly? Are you going to go for that first goal and kill the game off? Or are you going to sit back, let Shubham enjoy the ball, frustrate him, not attack, just wait for him to come to you and then counter? What is the game plan that you would have done if you were in his position?
Well, based on the evidence of the first game, Akash seemed to be comfortable defensively and he seemed to be quite fluid in his attack. I think the first 10-15 minutes, he has to make sure that the defense is locked down. Very often, what happens in these games is that the person who's down, he scores in the first 5 minutes or so, and then the floodgates open. Akash has to make sure that the first few minutes he is defensively tight. He does not overcome it with his attackers. Maybe change up the tactics, maybe be a bit more defensive. And then as the game goes on, as Shubham's urgency increases, as his frustrations increase, then be pragmatic, be clinical, pick your spots and exploit them ruthlessly. Again, it's all good on paper, it's all good from the analyst's desk, but this is the kind of game where if you want to be a pro, if you want to be a professional FIFA player, you have to deliver.
Well, yes, if you have to be a pro, if you have to be the best, you have to beat the best and you have to deliver at the best stage. Having said that, we are going to go into the game very, very, very soon. In the meanwhile, just to let you all know, just to remind you all, if there is anybody out here who's watching who's not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to it right away because we have the Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drink coming up for you almost every day. And also, we have a lot of gaming content, a lot of gaming tournaments. And for every gaming enthusiast, maybe a FIFA player or a Valorant player or a Free Fire player, there is a lot of things in store. There are a lot of things in store just for you guys. So make sure you subscribe. If you want to participate in these tournaments, you can check them out on social media and participate and be a part of this amazing community. Talking about this amazing community, I
Absolutely.
think, Neil, just before, we talking about this community that we have. I think Shubham is somebody who's well known in the community. And do you think this is also, a pressure factor wherein you are down against a player you were a favorite against, and then you think, oh no, what's going to happen? How am I going to answer to everyone who's going to ask me questions? How much is that of a mentality barrier?
Absolutely. I think Shubham is one of the most famous pros around, and he is a scalp which any aspiring newcomer to the scene will be keen to pick up. He is someone who a lot of people will be very anxious to beat to make a name for themselves. So that does have its own pressure. Shubham, to his credit, is someone who is mentally quite strong, who seems to relish being a person, a sort of mini celebrity in the scene. And obviously, when you're in that situation, you're very careful of what of what happens and how you lose. All right, you're playing FIFA. You're not going to win every game, but at this stage, it's about protecting his brand. He's a free agent. He's looking to be signed up by an organization. He's talking to some international organizations. It's very important for him to do well in these tournaments. And right now, I think that'll be weighing heavily on his mind. And I hope that he can find the mental combination to not just put this behind him, but to use this as a motivating factor. Because if he taps into that, we know that he's got the skill. We know that he's got the technical ability to beat even the best player in India in this day. So he can definitely find a way past Akash. Uh, it just depends on him getting into that right mindset.
Well, yes, that is correct, and I think let's focus on some other games for now. We'll just discuss about the game between Lokmanu and Chaitanya that happened, which was pretty amazing, and we have the fixtures in front of us. Okay, Lokmanu Chaturvedi versus Chaitanya Singh, as you can see. Okay, Lokmanu won the game 1-0, which will be updated soon, and he will be, he will be facing the winner between Jatin and Saransh Jain. And looking at how we predict, Saransh is going to be the winner, and that's going to be a blockbuster clash, isn't it, Neil? Saransh versus Lokmanu is possibly going to be the tie that you want to see.
Absolutely. Saransh versus Lokmanu, a lot of people would have predicted that that would be the final of this qualifier two, but we will be seeing it in the quarters. And like you said, it's going to be blockbuster. Like it does not get bigger than that. I think between the two of them, they are two of the most consistent pros in the Indian FIFA scene.
Well,
Again,
yes, that's true. I'm sorry to cut you off, Neil. Just to let the audience know, Shubham Jadhav is experiencing some technical difficulties, which is why the game is delayed for a bit. We will be, back with the game soon. But before that, I'm so sorry again, Neil, for cutting you off. We're going to go back to the fixtures list, and we're just going to talk about the fixtures, okay? And the game is going to start very soon. Do not worry about that. At the end of the day, it's just a FIFA game. There can be some technical glitches, some online errors, and a lot of things that can happen. But Neil, before this game starts, okay, I'm just going to ask you one last time for a prediction. Who do you think is winning, and what's the score?
all right, here I'm speaking from my heart and not with my head. I do think that Shubham will refuse to go lightly. He will rage against the dying of the light. And I do see him just, pull deep inside and bring out a good performance. And let's see, hopefully he wins. I'm saying 4-1. That's my prediction for this game. And I'd like a prediction from you too.
Well, I think what I've seen, I mean, I will not be surprised if what you said is right, but I think Akash is going to take this one. And having said that, we can see Akash's team out here, a pretty solid team, a pretty balanced team. And I have a feeling, Neil, he is going to lose this tie, but he is going to win the aggregate, like, the overall after two legs. So I'm thinking it's going to be 3-2 final result to Akash. And I mean, but let's just say, I think on behalf of both of us, may the better player win. And here we go. The second leg is underway. Shubham Jadhav with his favorite Liverpool kit that he's wearing, and that's something that gives him a lot of confidence. And Akash is wearing the white kit, and Shubham is gonna try and get that first goal from kickoff itself. And Neil, let's talk about how important kickoff goals can be, especially when you start a second leg when you are a goal down.
Absolutely. I mean, the best case scenario for Shubham right now is that he gets a kickoff goal. Even better if it's a dodgy penalty. But right now he's got Messi on the ball. Messi with that through ball, almost. He scored this goal 100 times. Neymar cuts in, does that turn and spin. But this time, I think that was Dembele. I'm sorry, Messi to Dembele. That ex Barcelona connection almost opens the scoring for Shubham. And if I'm Akash, I'm breathing a sigh of relief because that's the last thing I want. 6 in-game minutes, and I've already conceded.
Well, yes, indeed. But you also have to understand Akash looked very confident going into that tackle because let's be honest, if you're not somebody who's confident, you're not going to throw yourself in front of the attacker when it's a risk of a penalty. I think Akash went for that risk and it paid off for him. And here he has a ball with Renato Sanchez. If he gets the goal, if he gets the first goal, Neil, I have a feeling it's going to be game, set, and match. And it's going to be Akash who's going to take this home, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think it'll be the second tie in a row in which I've changed my prediction mid-match. But right now, he's Shubham has got Zamrota down the wing. Again, decision making has let him down. He should not be playing that through ball. The chances of that reaching his attacker are so slim. And now you can see Akash breaking. And look at that. Look, he's got acres of space ahead of him. A 3-on-4 attacking opportunity. A very poor through ball, a very poor offside trap by Shubham, and Akash gets to the byline. Wow. Again, this is not a very strong start from Shubham.
Well, yes, it does not look like a confident or a strong start by Shubham. Very unlikely. But I think it's, going in his head, isn't it, that he's conceded a very soft penalty. He's 2 goals down, not a situation wherein he expected himself to be at such an early stage in the tournament. And having said that, is that going to be another penalty? It's not a penalty. That's a proper tackle as per the referee. Akash had a chance and he still has it with Neymar Jr. Cuts it back. Well defended by Shubham, who's paused a cue. So I'm expecting he's going to go all out because he did not get the kickoff. And I think he's realized that the best form of attack is going to be to go all out attacking and take the game to Akash rather than sitting back and waiting for a miracle.
My heart was in my mouth when he made that tackle there. It was a crunching tackle. And with the benefit of hindsight, that was the right move. But yeah, that was so close for that to be a penalty. Right now, major mistake by by Akash, and Shubham has been blessed with a goal. Messi, who did nothing in that earlier game, has now scored. And wow, like right now, we saw him cue the pause, and clearly he's going to make some changes. But right now, I think he's going to stick with that 4-3-1-2. Shubham has been handed a lifeline. Let's see what he does with it.
Wow, a lifeline indeed. I mean, that is not a goal you want to concede when you are playing a tournament game. It can be a massive dent, it can be a massive blow to your confidence. And now it's going to be a test of character for Akash. He's still 2-1 up, but he is playing against a player of Shubham's caliber. And when you concede a goal like this, you always have that feeling, you always have those negative thoughts running in your head, thinking, oh no, is this something that is, destined for me to lose? And is this guy special? A lot of thoughts coming in your head. And I think as viewers, as fans, as casters, we wanted to see a close game. And this certainly is going to go down to the wire as well.
Absolutely. From a viewer's perspective, that is what you wanted to see in the 22nd minute. Shubham Jadhav has scored, and now it's 1-2. The game is balanced. It's on a knife edge, and anything could happen. I'm excited to see what happens now.
Well, I am excited as you are, as excited as you are, because Akash looks confident. It doesn't look like he's conceded a goal because he's in with Ronaldo, and that is a big, big, big save. Imagine if that would have been in, Akash would have ran away with this game. But that's a big save, and can that be the turning point of this game, Neil?
If I'm Akash, I'm very disappointed to see that saved. In fact, I think there were more chances of that going in than being saved. But I would not begrudge Shubham this luck after that last penalty. And as a neutral, as a viewer, you should be happy that it's still 2-1. You should be happy that this game is so open. Right now, Shubham is pouring forward on the break. Akash, to his credit, is still maintaining a very high line. And let's see how this goes. It could be anyone's game at this moment because Akash, to his credit, is creating the chances. He just hasn't scored one yet.
Absolutely. And I think big credits to Akash because he's not sitting back. He's making sure that he's playing positive FIFA. He's trying to attack. He's going to try and take the game to Shubham and score that next goal and possibly kill this tie off. He did something similar with Aman Varsi as well. He was not sitting back. He was trying to attack in every situation. And here he is again. Every time this Neymar gets the ball, his Neymar looks dangerous. Those ball rolls, those turns. There's always a danger with Neymar and Ronaldo in the team, isn't it?
Absolutely. And he's got that new Renato Sanchez. He hasn't used him completely yet. But that Renato Sanchez can do everything from the base of midfield. Both these players have stacked teams. Both these players have the new Messi. A lot of people are calling him one of the best cards in this game. And I'm just excited to see what happens now because anything could happen. This could go either way. Right now, he's up. He's pouring forward with that Sanchez who I just mentioned. He gives it to Roberto Carlos. It's great to see an icon like Roberto Carlos in his team. That is offside though. And if I'm Shubham right now, I need to take it easy for a bit. and go for that 45th minute chance. And I think that's what he's doing. That's why he's just holding the ball. He's waiting for that one opportunity in the 45th minute. Imagine Selvin, if he gets that, if he scores, if he makes it 2-all, and we got 45 minutes of intense FIFA. I think that's the best case for neutral.
It will be a great case, and I think that is going to give us an absolute high intensity second half. But regardless of this not going in, or if Shubham doesn't score before the half, it's going to be pretty tough and it's going to be pretty intense, and that's what we want to see. Having said that, it is halftime. Akash is going to be relieved to have not conceded a goal there. It's 2-1 on aggregate to Akash, 1-0 on this leg to Shubham, and we have 45 in-game left. And let me tell you, do not go anywhere, because this is something you do not want to miss, because it is going to produce another goal for sure. If not a goal, there is going to be a lot of madness, a lot of chances, because Shubham is changing his tactics. Akash will have his tactics in place, and we're going to resume this game right away. Do you want to change your prediction, Neil?
Absolutely not. I have zero doubt in my mind now that we're going to have a few more goals. I just hope that Shubham gets the next one, and then it's going to be anyone's game. But you know how momentum works. We've already spoken about it, how important it is. And Akash, if he conceded the first goal in that fashion and then he conceded a second one early in the second half, it's tough to see him recover from that mental blow.
Well, yes, indeed. It is going to be pretty tough. And in this game of FIFA, where, not everything that you do can go in your favor, mentality plays a big role. Having said that, he is in here, try to open that space. But Shubham, this time, in this game, he looks like a different player. He looks that, he is very confident. He looks like he studied what went wrong in that first game. He took his time. Those technical difficulties also helped him out to regroup himself. And he is looking much more dangerous than what he did in the first leg. And I think that's a positive sign if you are a neutral, because you do not want to see a game where Akash would have been running away with it, isn't it?
Absolutely. And knowing Shubham, I would not be surprised if the first leg was his first game in a while. And you do have that rust that needs to be shaken off. And right now he seems to have successfully shaken that rust off, because right now he seems a bit more well put together in his attack and also in his defense than the first leg. But right now we have Verratti get in there. Luckily Zambrota makes the tackle, but Akash had a great opportunity there. I think he overplayed. I think he put a bit too much time on the ball. He should have done something. He should have released it earlier. Messi takes on that finesse for Akash, but we got Shubham's defenders' long legs blocking that shot. And now you can see Shubham with that 4-3-1-2. When you're a skiller, 4-3-1-2 is such a great formation to attack in. But right now, again, Neymar causing havoc on the edge of the box, gives it to Sanchez. Sanchez turns in. Wow, this game is end to end, Selvin. Anything could
It
happen.
is. It is end to end. And I think Akash, okay, is actually feeling the pressure. He's doing the, very simple skill moves in there, which is being anticipated by Shubham. And when he got the ball with Neymar in that situation, I think he was in two minds. Do I score? Do I, I think three minds actually. Do I pass it to Ronaldo on the far post? Do I score? Do I dribble? What do I do? And I think Shubham was well prepared for it. And he cut all the options very well. And he got the ball at the end. And Akash right now looks to be a little panicking. But then there's around 25 minutes in game, left. And we are in for a cracking end. We're in for a cracking end. I cannot contain my excitement because I do not know what's going to happen next. I predicted that Akash is going to go through, and this game is going to end 2-1 in favor of Shubham. And that can certainly happen because Shubham is actually going for that goal. Look at that defensive line being so high. Is that a risk, Neil?
I mean, I don't know if that's a risk, but that's clearly working out for him right now. That high pressure style. But it is up to Akash now to force that mistake with acres of space behind him. Anything could happen, and Akash needs to just keep his focus. Do not make the same error as you did previously when he had so much space and so much time with his attacker that he kind of overthought. And before he knew it, the defense had caught up. So Akash needs to stick to the game plan. He needs to do what he can do. He's in. He takes the shot, and Shubham Zatal comes and saves the day.
Wow, I think Akash went for the wrong decision this time. I was expecting he'll do some skill move to create a little more space, but he has some space here. There is a player running in the center, but he's gone to try that elastico, which has taken the ball away from him. I think Akash right now is lacking with his decision making. He's thinking, he's overthinking, but he is not able to execute exactly what he wants to do. And that can put him under pressure because Shubham has the ball. He has a lot of bodies forward, including Verratti, including Cruyff, who's got the space and who has got that equalizing goal. It is 2-0 on the night to Shubham, 2-2 on aggregate, 15 in-game minutes left. And this is something that we would have not expected to happen, especially after seeing how Akash was playing. And wow, 15 in-game minutes. Do you see a winner now?
I absolutely see a winner now, and it has been the winner I've seen all along. Shubham bum 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 tum. I don't know if I got enough of them in with that Moments Cruyff. Wow, that is a dynamic duo, and he does that step over with so much class, and he smashes it in into the top corner. What a goal that was! What a well worked goal! Patience, skill, technical proficiency, all of that on display. And if I'm Akash right now, I'm sweating because Shubham Jadhav seems to have woken up, and I think this game only goes in one direction. Selman, I want to ask you: are you going to be changing your prediction now?
Well, I mean, I am as sweaty as Akash right now because, okay, I cannot really digest what has happened there because Akash is going to feel the pressure. And I still am going to go with my prediction. I think Akash somehow is going to get that goal because Shubham is now going to go back to his original gameplay wherein he is not attacking Akash to do, to get that third goal in this game unless he gets an opportunity himself, which is what is going to force Akash to get the chance. And my prediction is still on. I predicted Shubham Jadhav to win this game 2-1. But momentum, as you were talking about, is a very big thing in FIFA. And Shubham has all the momentum going into this one. Because if this game stays this way, we go into extra time and then go into penalties if needed. And the momentum is certainly with Shubham.
Selvan, you can see that Shubham has gone back to his previous tactics, but these same previous tactics led to him losing 2-0 in the first leg. So, what do you do when you're in that situation? Do you go back to the tactics that you conceded to it, or do you stick with the tactics that you scored to it?
Well, if it was me, I would have gone back to the tactics that I started with because at the end of the day, since it's a tournament game, you do not have to be carried away and you have to understand that if you are attacking, your defense is going to be exposed and one mistake can lead you out. And that is what has happened here. A mistake from Shubham at the back. There is a chance and that is the goal. That is something that you cannot do if you're a professional. A fatal mistake. Messi in that position. Right foot scores it near post. 2-1 with 4 in-game minutes left. Shubham has to do something to force this into extra time, or else this is going to be possibly the game of the tournament. 3-2 Akash on aggregate. Wow, Neil, I think we've seen everything in this game.
Well, Selvan, firstly, credit where it's due. This is exactly what you predicted. You did say it's going to be 2-1 and Shubham would win but would lose on the tie. What a poor mistake from Shubham. You don't expect that from a pro. Such a cheap giveaway. And credit where it's due. Akash scores with Messi on his right foot. Come on, that is one of the best cards in the game. And from that distance and with such a clear opening, he's never going to miss. Uh, I'm glad he took that shot on because so far we've seen him make mistakes. But right now, he makes a major mistake on his own box, but Shubham on the edge of his own box, but Shubham can't capitalize, and I think that's enough. I think Akash escapes 2-1. I think he learned a lot more from this loss than he did from the prior win, but he's won the tie. He's beaten a bona fide pro in the form of Shubham Jadhav, and that is an excellent, excellent result for him.
It is an excellent result and it is a fantastic display from Akash. I cannot contain my excitement. I did predict this will happen 3-2 to Akash. And the only reason I said this was because Akash was looking like he would score in this game for sure because he was attacking all throughout. And when he got the chance, Shubham made a mistake. And as we were talking about, Neil, at times it can come down to mistakes, but he did capitalize on it and credit where it's due. I think he took the chance at the right moment. It was a pressure moment, but then 3-2 to Akash. Congratulations on yet another victory in this tournament. I think you've done something incredible by beating Aman Varsi and now by beating Shubham Jadhav. He's going to go into the next round with a lot more confidence, knowing that he can defeat anybody on his day. And I think this guy is a player to watch as we progress in this tournament. What do you think, Neil?
Absolutely. I mean, just looking at him, the determination, the focus, he seems to be someone who is not taking this lightly. He has come here to make a name for himself and to take some names. And so far, he's taken Aman Varsi, he's taken Shubham Jadhav, and the scale, the scale of his victories keeps increasing, keeps getting greater and greater. I'm excited to see who he beats or who he faces in the next round. But well done, he should be very proud of what he's achieved so far. It's been a very, very impressive display.
It has been a very impressive display indeed. And, I think that's something that we expect when you are tuned in to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drinks. Both the games that we've seen today, Alok Manu and Chaitanya, Shubham and Akash have been entertaining, have been exciting, and they've gone down to the wire. Alok Manu won 1-0 after 2 legs, and Akash won 3-2 after 2 legs. And I think we could not have asked for better games as casters, Neil. And I'm sure the audience need a break because we for sure need a break. And we're going to see you guys soon after this break. And I think I'm going to say goodbye to you for today because after the break, Neil is going to continue with Lokmanu. So thank you so much, guys. We're going to see you soon. So stay tuned and make sure you do not go away.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Good evening, guys. Welcome to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series, FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drink. My name is Luke Manu. I'll be replacing Selvin for the last two games of this amazing qualifier. Joining me is, of course, Neil, who has been with you guys for a long time. Neil, obviously, it's glad to be here, man. I think we've had a fantastic game. I was watching it. Akash edging it 3-2 against Shubham Jadhav, especially when Shubham made a comeback from 2-0 down to actually making it 2-2 and then conceding right at the end. I mean, I actually thought Shubham can make a comeback. What are your thoughts, Neil? I mean, I think you were the one who were taking everybody through that game, and it's heartbreaking, isn't it? Right at the end, losing in such a close match.
Absolutely. I mean, it's happened to us in the past. And, well, we saw a heartbreaking loss for Shubham, but we also saw a very well earned, hard fought win for you, Lokmanu. How was that game? It's good to have you here because I want to hear straight from the horse's mouth. How did that feel? Like, take me through it because that was a great game. For a 1-0 game, that was the game of the tournament for me.
No, I think to be honest, it was quite cagey. If I have to be very honest with myself, Chaitanya did deserve to win that game, especially with those two chances that he had. I think I did score that last goal. It was like I did show a lot of composure. I have to say that it's a very weird position you've put me in, man. I have to speak as a caster. I have to talk about myself there, so it gets a little. But anyway, I think we'll talk about that later, Neil. I think that's a conversation for another time. But let's have a look at the game that we're going to be having now, okay? Which is between Somak Ghosh and Binoy Pinto. Now, both these players are, you can say Somak has been in the scene for a while. I think you've seen it a lot of times, Neil. He has played in some national tournaments, of course, and he has beaten some of the top pros. He is a FUT Champs verified player as well, which gives him a lot of credibility in the Indian FIFA scene. On the other hand, Binoy Pinto, as you can see in the picture, I think he looks really determined to win that game. He is quite an enthusiast, and I've seen him play. He is good at the game, and he's trying to make a name for himself in the FIFA scene. Neil, what are your thoughts, especially on Binoy? Because take me through it. I already know a lot about Somak, but I need to know more about Binoy and what's he going to bring to the table in this match.
Well, I don't think anyone will disagree with me if I say that Binoy is the underdog here. But Binoy has a propensity to cause upsets. He's been some very big names in the scene. Somak obviously started started the season very strong, beating a bunch of pros, got the verification. But if someone could pull off an upset, it's going to be Binoy. My money is on Somak because I know how well he plays. I know what he's been through, and I know the efforts that he's taken to get where he is. We see Binoy's team here, Bins Khalifa. I like that name. He's got Kaka, he's got Garincha, he's got SCN, he's got the 99 Messi, but not the one that scored the winner for Akash in that last game. I think it's going to be a good game, but Lokmani, what's your prediction?
I think my prediction is going to be Somak edging this out probably, I think, by 4 goals to 3 on aggregate. That's what I feel. What's your prediction for this one?
I think Somak takes this by a healthy margin. I think by 3 or more goals because I just don't see Somak's midfield of Hullet and Acuna going down to this team. He's got a great attack. He's got Ronaldo, team of the year. He's got Messi, the footy is Messi. He's got Jelson Martins, and he's got that Cruyff who did so well for Shubham in the previous game. I think Somak's going to take this, and he's going to take this comfortably.
Well, I think the team obviously has an advantage when you mention all those players because I couldn't have a look at that, and I think you are aware of Somak's team a little prior to this game, and obviously I can see that Hullet now. It's so intimidating, isn't it, as an opponent to see Hullet in front of you defending because it's very hard to get past him. And Somak, of course, being a very good player. I think he's shown a lot of composure this season. I think this has been his breakthrough season when it comes to performing within the Indian circuit, where finishing in those top finishes, in those national level tournaments that we've seen during the pandemic, online beating some of the best pros and reaching the grand finals, which is very difficult. I mean, in fact, I was one of those pros as well that he had beaten and other top pros in the country, which speaks volumes about how good this player is. now that he's starting off right of the block. But with that being said, Binoy Pinto is no less. He is on his bike with Lionel Messi, tries to get in. And that's a really, well, that was kind of a shaky moment, Neil. I think, given how the
That was a
penalties have been given in this game, I think that could have been a
that was
penalty,
a risky tackle,
Yeah.
and I don't think Somak is looking forward to more of those situations. I think he'll be more comfortable in this position with his Acuna on the ball on the edge of the box, keeps the possession. Like Acuna's so good with the ball. Somak almost with that turn and shot from Messi. I'm surprised I missed that new Messi. It's tougher to miss with him than score, and I'm surprised that that finesse shot did not find the bottom corner.
I mean, what a fantastic chance. If only I could, if the cameras were on me, because I was surprised in the best way possible. I mean, I think that's a fantastic attempt by Somak. A proper footballing goal, I would say. No skills involved there. Just a simple turn back. I mean, technically it was a skill, but with that being said, what a fantastic goal by Somak Ghosh from Lionel Messi. You don't really see a reverse elastico to bring onto his right foot. But this new card of Fatih's Messi is just amazing to see because he's got that 5-star skill moves on him. And of course, him being in the PSG card, which is anyway quite new for all of us. Neil, take me through that goal. How weird it is for you to see Messi with that reverse elastico in that PSG kit, in that PSG badge on his card, and that too on his right foot.
I mean, it was a combination of those three things that made that a very jarring goal. And if you have to look at it from a very simplistic point of view, the left foot failed him. So he said, all right, then let's try it with the right. I think this game, so much of it comes down to surprising the opponent, catching him out. And I don't think anyone expected a reverse elastico to bring it on to his right foot from Messi. That's exactly what Somak did. That's exactly why he's so good. And that's exactly how he scored. And if I'm Benoit, I'm worried because the floodgates might just open right now.
Indeed, I think you're absolutely right on point with the fact that the floodgates might be open now with Somak going right at Benoit's defense because Somak is one of those players. Look at the press that he's putting, even though he's up by a goal. He has the lead. He has no reason to press that high up the pitch, but he is doing so because he is confident. He wants to score more goals. Lionel Messi tries to do a rainbow there, and then Ronaldo with the reverse elastico, fake stop, plays it to Hullet, back to Lionel Messi, heel to heel. Wow, there's some fantastic skill moves there, Neil. I think you're someone who loves to do them yourself. And I know that you do it purely for entertainment purposes on your own streams, in fact. But when you see those skills in tournaments, I mean, it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of guile to be able to pull them off in such a situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I need to have a word with Somak because come on, man, leave something for the rest of us. You're already such a good player. Leave the skills to me. If you start doing skills, what am I left to do? He's doing so well right now. I mean, he's playing with a bit of freedom. He's playing with a confidence that I'm just going to say it explicitly, man. He knows that he's the favorite here. He knows that do, he can get away with being a bit lax, and he'll still score. Look at him right now. He's toying with him. The cancels another elastico. He gets a penalty. Benoit can do nothing there. It's either concede or concede the penalty. He chooses the latter. Essien gets the yellow card. Cristiano Ronaldo steps up, and it's saved by Van der Sar. All right, that's a
Wow.
lifeline for Benoit.
It is a lifeline indeed because the way Somak has attacked in that sequence, I think that was fantastic. Neil, what we saw, I think amazing skills from Lionel Messi. He's been using him the best way possible, actually exploiting those skill moves from Lionel Messi. That's a very cheap giveaway by Benoit. Cruyff in a good position. Could be another penalty. FIFA 21 never fails to surprise you with those referee decisions in this game. So you have to be careful. Even to get close to the attacker that way could result in a penalty. But I think Benoit is on the other side, gets the ball from Garincha, and what a goal that is on his left foot. Apologizes, rightly so, because he was not supposed to get the ball in his path that way. It's just a deflection, lands straight away into the feet of Garincha, and with his left foot, rather, Neil scores the goal. I think if I was Somak, I would be really worried because for him to score the penalty that way and then concede, it's just really demotivating, isn't it?
Absolutely, he misses the penalty and then out of the blue concedes that goal. That too with a deflection. Again, now Somak is new to the scene, but this is a test. How he reacts to this on the balance of play, he should be ahead. He should be comfortably ahead. But now maybe he must be thinking, was I being a bit too wild? Was I being a bit too carefree with my skills? Should I have been a bit more pragmatic? Should I have been a bit more like a pro, like you, and just taken my opportunity when it came? I think Cruyff is the one who is paying the price for that. He has moved Italian, and what's he doing? He seems to be bringing on some new changes. Cruyff has been benched and Atal is on. He switched to the 4-4-2. Was it the 4-2-2? I think it's the 4-2-2. And all right, I don't know if all this is necessary, but clearly he thinks so. What do you think, Lokmanu?
I think those are some really extreme changes that he's doing, especially to put someone like Acuna at left back. I personally am, I have to say, Neil, I'm kind of offended by that. I need to have a word with Somak because Acuna is the kind of player you would want to use in your core. And whenever we say core, it means your goalkeeper, your both centre backs, your midfield, and your attack. That has to be strong. Even if you change fullbacks, your wingers, and that doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's all about core. And putting Acuna at left back is sort of an extreme change. I'm pretty sure Somak has a game plan, which is why he's done this, and I'm not questioning that. It's just that Acuna should be there in the center, according to my opinion. And
Well,
you
if
know,
he loses this, he'll have a lot of people to answer to because that is, like you said, a very unpopular move. But look at that! Look at that space he's got there. Atal on the break, he goes for the chip. It's measured, but the keeper saves it. What do you think
I
he
think
should
that was
do
a
there, Lokman? Should he have taken a shot? Should he have taken a touch and then taken a shot?
I think so. He could have even done a ball roll, Neil. We've seen this so many times in the game where there's a chance to do a ball roll, and most of the players, especially when they're playing, not with 100% focus, they actually tend to make these rush decisions where they'll just chip it or they'll just take a shot, not realizing there's a possibility to just ball roll it around the goalkeeper. And that could have been possible with Atal, could have gone all the way. Different things that you could do. Somak is pretty aware of that. But even as a pro like Somak is, it's just sometimes takes a toll on you to be able to focus in every single attacking sequence, which gets a bit difficult. So I'm pretty sure Somak is going to pick up from that mistake. But on the other hand, Binoy just tries to finesse one in on the far post with Lionel Messi. I think that's a common sight we'll be seeing a lot more often in the next FIFA, and we've seen in the previous FIFAs as well. Lionel Messi, how good he is with those finesse shots, just like he is in real life. That was a great chance by Binoy there.
I conceded a goal like that in the weekend league yesterday when I was playing with a silver team to Messi. And right now, Benoit, very lucky not to concede because Ronaldo was one on one, team there Ronaldo, and his Van der Sar, who's already denied Ronaldo once from the penalty spot, saves that. I think Benoit is living life dangerously, and like you said before, rushed. Some of Somak's attacks have been very rushed. I think you should remember that based on the first half alone, he was comfortably ripping Benoit's defense apart. I don't know why he's rushing it. Maybe he needs to just, breathe a minute, take that extra touch like you do, stop, croqueta, elastico, do something like that. Don't rush it so much.
Yeah, I think there's no point of rushing because I know Somak is a very composed player. He's shown that in the FIFA 21 season. He's been very good, even if you look at his tournament performances in the national tournaments, in the online qualifiers of various other tournaments. Cristiano Ronaldo heels to heel to heel. I know why I'm saying heels to heel too much, Neil. I think I need to get this checked because it's just too much of excitement that comes in with those skills. It's one of my favorite skills, by the way. I'm pretty sure you've noticed that already because a heel to heel is just really overpowered in this FIFA. But nonetheless, talking about Somak, his composure, can he show a lot of composure there? Ronaldo does a reverse elastico, but the angle was too tight, and none other than Edwin van der Sar not giving any sort of space for that shot to go in. Binoy is on the edges right now. Somak tries to put that one far post. Wow, that's quite interesting, I have to say. You never really see those sort of corners. But wow, this game is turning on its head, Neil. And you have to say, Binoy is not being able to defend Somok's attacks, but he is looking a bit stable. He is looking in a situation where if he can improve a couple of things about his game right now, it could put Somok under a lot of pressure, especially with those chances that Binoy just creates instantly on the break.
Well, I must say, Benoit has grown into this game, and I'll confess, I've never seen this corner tactic before. It seems to be working to an extent. When the goalkeeper isn't getting it, I guess that's a win. But that's something new, and it's so funny. We're in the last month of FIFA 21, and there are still tactics which pro players are pulling out to surprise us. The creativity has to be appreciated.
Indeed, has to be. And there's an interesting thing that you say. I think Somak is still playing this game probably a month before how it was the meta. I think it was the fullbacks with Theo Hernandez and Mbabu, which I used to play. A lot of pros used to play last month until these amazing cards came out with Sergio Ramos and Eder Militao and all the centre backs who was actually really good in this game. Because 1 month ago, the fullbacks was the meta. It still is, to be honest, but the centre back cards have been really good. It's surprising to see, Neil. I think this is something you also must have noticed. Why is he still playing those low rated centre backs at this stage of this game? And could actually cost him, because if Benoit grows into this game, like you said, if he does a couple of skills, I think the AI will not be able to stop those since he's not playing high rated centre back cards.
Well, I don't know about centre backs, but his attackers are having a nightmare. How has Cristiano Ronaldo missed that left foot? I don't care. It's 98 rated team there, Ronaldo, and he missed that tap in. Look, me, I'm
Unreal.
sorry. I'm sorry. I
No, I mean,
completely
absolutely
put
unreal.
your
I think
point. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I mean that can happen in that situation, Neil, where none of us know when to speak and when to stop. Because how on earth can Cristiano Ronaldo on his left foot, like you said, miss that? It doesn't matter if he is 90 rated, 92 rated base Ronaldo or 98 rated team of the season Ronaldo or team of the year. He has to score that one. That's a tap in. One of the best strikers in the world, one of the best players in the world, right up there with Lionel Messi, has missed that chance. Incredible, really. Somak must be really, really gutted by missing that chance. Must be furious, really, as to how he did not score that chance with Messi. Even when he got the penalty, he missed it. With that being said, Atal, what is happening in this game? Oh my goodness. This is so
Well, I'd
unfair.
like to
Sometimes this
apologize to
game.
the.
Now
I'd
go
like to
ahead, Neil.
apologize to the
I think you
viewers
should talk
because,
about this.
yeah, I mean, we are struggling to talk between us, but not as badly as Somak is struggling to shoot. What are these chances he's missing? That's incredible. I mean, my mouth is wide open. I can't believe the misses he's just had. That to Messi and Ronaldo. Messi, Ronaldo, Atal. Three of the best cards in the game. And Somak is managing to make them look like the silvers, which I've been struggling with in Weekend League. Right now, he's got Messi on the wing. And let's see if he can get some retribution. Hullet is there. He passes it to Sanchez. Sanchez, the same card that has shifted Acuna, your favorite Acuna, to the left back position. And Binoy, credit where it's due, has grown into this game. It's 1-1, and somehow or the other, Binoy has survived so far. And could he score? No, he can't. The game ends 1-1. And if I'm Somak, I'm just praying that this bad luck does not follow me into the next game.
Unbelievable, isn't it? With that being said, we end with the first leg 1-1, which is quite surprising because if you look at those shots, look at that, Neil. 4 shots, 10 shots, 4 on target, 4 Somak. I think there were just, 3 or 4 obvious chances that should have been a goal on any other day. This is just pure bad luck and the game not favoring you. This is part and parcel of FIFA Esports, by the way. I can vouch for it. I've been in this situation so many times where I personally have lost tournaments, and I think I'm pretty sure all the viewers who play FIFA at some level, or at least when they care about winning or losing a game, they do feel these moments differentiate your wins or losses whenever the game decides that you're not going to win, it just gets very difficult for you. And that is a part and parcel of FIFA esports. Unfortunately for Somak, he couldn't make the most of those chances where it should have been at least 3 or 4-1 on aggregate. Binoy, on the other hand, is hanging by a thread, Neil. Do you think can he stop this, or do you think it is going to be a case where Somak will just not let this happen again? I'm pretty sure he's going to create more obvious chances. When you saw those reverse elasticos from Messi in the box, that was fantastic, really. He should have just taken a shot after the first skill. He shouldn't have done another one, which cost Benoit the penalty, but then he ended up missing it. So when you have an obvious chance, you should score there. And I think Somak will be doing that in the next game because Benoit is just all over the place. He's only relying upon counter attacks. He's trying to push those lob through passes, which are quite unnecessary, in my opinion. And it's just going to get really difficult, Neil.
Absolutely, Lokmanu. I mean, I remember telling you when he missed that penalty that if he was a bit more seasoned, if he had a bit more experience under his belt, he would have struck while the iron was hot. You know, he was in. He had that momentum. We keep going back to momentum. He had the momentum. He should have scored. At the end of the game, it did not look that easy for him. And let's see now. Maybe he gets a bit more clinical. Maybe he adds some better shots, and he should still win. But this is worrying for Somak because he should not be falling like this. Because if he does go on to the next round, there are much tougher opponents waiting for him, and they will not let this let this lackadaisical finishing go.
Absolutely. I think with that being said, we are obviously in the game really quickly this time, unlike the other times where it takes some time to start the second leg, because this time Soma Ghost does not need a break between the two legs. Right off the bat, as soon as the second leg starts, he scores with that Cristiano Ronaldo. This time he's not missing right foot or left foot. He instantly goes ahead in this game and takes the lead. This is what I was talking about, Neil. It's all about taking your chances, and Somak realized that maybe he's overplaying, maybe he thinks that he should do a couple of skills more to break down Benoit's defense. That's not the case. Keep it simple, keep it significant, and keep it in a way that guarantees you the win. With that being said, Benoit Pinto does a nice short cancel. Vinicius Jr. That was some really nice skills, but Chris Smalling, out of all people, stops that. Who is playing Chris Smalling apart from Saw McNeil? I think that's a very interesting centre back choice.
I mean, Somak is really standing out today. That goal, what a beautiful goal. And it's redemption season for Cristiano Ronaldo. Uh, right now, though, Benoit is looking like he wants to hit back, and he's looking like he wants to hit back hard and fast. Somak needs to steady the ship for a while. He needs to make sure that he does not concede in the next 5-10 minutes, and then I'm sure he'll create more chances because his dribbling is levels apart from Benoit's defending. And look at that, a great through ball. Benoit was very fortunate that Essien was there in the right spot. He's playing Essien centre back, which you see a lot of people doing. It's quite meta. And right now, he just stopped a certain goal from happening.
And I think, Neil, we always joke about this game. We always talk about the funny instances that happen in this game, sort of those glitches that make this game really interesting. And the way Essien tackled Messi there, wasn't it a bit funny? Because he just threw him off as if he was a piece of paper, really. It was really funny to see because that it was quite comical, to be honest. But nonetheless, moving on. That's a great through ball into the feet of Acuna. Can he convert this? Fake shot set. Goes the wrong way, actually. Should have gone far post, Neil, there. Why did he go near post? That was quite surprising, I must say. Somak has just been a bit off his A game, especially when it comes to finishing in these two legs. What do you think?
Absolutely, he went the wrong way, and I think Somak has decided that he will not be scoring the basic goals. He could have chipped the keeper early on, but after the first leg where his chip was saved, I think he didn't want to do that. And I don't know why he went wide. Acuna is a great card, you know that, but even he can't score from there, from that angle. Right now, we see him do that elastico, but I think Benoit has smartened up now. He knows what to expect from him in terms of dribbling. And I think Somak, if he wants to have a comfortable end to this game, he needs to start converting one of these basic chances that he's creating.
Indeed, because he has been creating so many chances. Somak definitely looks like the better player. He has been in control most of the game. Binoy is heavily relying on those counterattacks, is all over the place in his defense. Again, Messi in a good position, does a reverse elastico, tries to do a half drag back, reverse elastico. Fantastic skills there. If that would have been goal, it would have been one of those best goals that we would have seen. Skills galore, but great composure shown there by Binoy, and launches out to Kaka on the wings. Can Binoy make the most of this? Nice lateral heel to heel. Great dribbling. Still has the ball, plays it out to Mendes into the feet of Lionel Messi, tries to do a directional nutmeg. Wow, I think this game is turning out to be really, really spicy, I must say. End to end stuff, but Somercoach still has the lead. Neil, what do you think if that would have went in? What kind of a goal that would have been? One of those goals that we see on, on reels and all those, those montages that we see on YouTube of some amazing goals.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned reels because I think both of us would have been proud to put up a reel featuring that goal. I just think that, Somak needs to put this game to bed and then try and, produce some reel worthy content. Right now, Binoy, with his pragmatism, seems to have a chance. He just needs one goal to get back into it. And Somak, we respect the fact that you're trying to put on a show. You're trying to entertain the audience, but please, all right, you need to get to the next round, score the next goal, and then do all of this. We still have 50 minutes of action, and anything can happen in that.
You can see the excitement running through Neil's veins because, as a caster himself, he wants Somak to play professionally and not go so, gung ho with those skills because that's what it takes to reach at this level. I know the game is in a stage where a lot of people would think we are playing this tournament because we want to play against the best of the best, but it doesn't really matter what the result is going to be. But at the end of the day, when you're playing for these tournament, such a big prize pool, of course, in a tournament as big as Josh presents Esportz Premier Series powered by Hell Energy. Talking about Hell Energy, what a fantastic goal that is from Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, definitely had a can of hell, I think, before scoring that goal because that was the normal Elastico indeed. And what a beautiful shot that is, Neil, on his left foot. I think he scored 2 goals from Ronaldo on his left foot in this game, and that makes it 3-1 on the night for Somak. And it's pretty much a case where I think it's 2-0 on the night, and it's pretty much the case 3-1 on aggregate. It's incredible, really.
I'm so excited to see what this young man achieves in his FIFA career because he has been incredible with the skills. And, Binoy knows what to expect. He knows that Somak woke up today morning and he chose violence. He chose to come here and try and humiliate, embarrass, absolutely demolish the defense. And he can't do anything about it. It's a bit like, Iron Robin cutting in from the right. You know what's going to happen, but you can't do anything. Soma Ghosh is playing some absolutely breathtaking FIFA. He's got that right stick control down, and with Ronaldo, with Messi, with those cards, I don't see Binoy stopping him, even though Binoy has put up a heroic effort so far.
Absolutely, indeed. And I think if I'm not wrong, Neil, in this case, I think this is the game's glitch where we are seeing 3-1, right, in the scoreline because it is 2-0 on the night. I don't think so Binoy has scored in this leg, just to let our viewers know. Am I correct there, Neil?
Absolutely, absolutely, Lokmanyo.
Yeah, I think that there is a visual glitch for all the viewers trying to figure out this. It is 2-0 on the night for Somak, but 3-1 on aggregate. With that being said, what a crazy set of events that happened in those 3 seconds there. Goalkeeper all over the place, somehow scrambling to stop that shot, does so rightly, keeping Binoy Pinto in this game because there's only a 2-goal margin, 2-goal deficit that he has to come back from, and he can do that because there's plenty of time. He's got so many bodies going forward. Mendes in a very good position, plays it out to El Sharari. There we go. That is game back on. 54th minute. Binoy Pinto makes it 2-3 on aggregate. And we have our game back on. Neil, your thoughts on that goal?
Binoy Pinto refuses to go away. And that is such a great thing to see in this tournament. He is giving it his all. Maybe he might not be as technically gifted as Somak. Maybe he might not be able to do the skills that he can do. But he is playing his heart out. And honestly, as someone who has not watched a lot of Binoy's gameplay before, I'm very impressed by not just his gameplay but also his character, because Somak has come here and he is humiliating him on some of those goals. He is completely embarrassing him, but Binoy is not letting his head down. He's giving it his all, and that's what we want to see, right?
Absolutely. I think even with that chance with Robin there, I thought the referee would give the penalty, considering how bizarre, the amount of bizarre penalties that we've seen in FIFA 21. I thought when Robin went down there, it could have been a penalty, and that would have basically brought back the game level, because Binoy, I'm pretty sure, would have scored that. And yeah, I think it's a case where Binoy has to keep going and keep making those chances, especially with those long through passes. Like you said, Somak has been scoring some phenomenal goals on Binoy. Binoy's defense is nowhere to be seen, but Binoy's attack has been pretty decent, I must say, especially going on the break. He has been scoring some really good goals. This game promises to be really, really interesting right till the end, because we're still left with, I think it's 27 minutes to go for this game to finish. And if I'm not wrong there, Neil, this game could go to extra time and penalties, because for all the viewers, if you are a FUT verified player, you can invite it's on a server. But okay, I think from checking from the rules, my bad, it is going to go into the golden goal rule in this tournament specifically. But honestly, Neil, do you think the golden goal makes it a bit more fun and exciting for all the viewers? I think you would agree there, even including the both of us.
Absolutely. Look, when you, especially in a game like this where one person seems to be dominating and the other person just refuses to be put away, golden goal is just making it so much more spicy. The odds are raised, and right now we see Somak not do that strange corner tactic. He goes for the conventional one, and Benoit gets the ball away. He has numbers streaming forward on the break. He's got Alba running forward. Let's see if he can find El Sharawi. El Sharawi has done so well for him. El Sharawi who's making that run, but he can't find him. Right now he's got Vinicius. He's got Messi. The new Messi gives to Vinicius. Great direction not make. What a fake. Oh my god, he sold it to the defender there, and Somak is lucky not to concede. That's a great fake, Lokmanyu.
Wow, I think that's one of the best fake shots I've ever seen. When we were talking about golden goal, I think this game could end up going there the way Binoy has been attacking. Like I said earlier, Binoy's attack has been absolutely phenomenal. And you were talking about Somak actually humiliating Binoy with those goals. Well, talk about humiliating the defender there. Binoy is no less, because he sent that defender all the way back to, I don't know where the defender came from originally, because that is not how you defend. And with that being said, hits the post. What am I seeing? Oh my goodness, what a chance that was for Cristiano Ronaldo to seal the deal. What a fantastic opportunity to kill this game and secure that win. But Ronaldo misses it. Iron Robin, fantastic skills. On the other hand, so unfortunate for Somak there, Neil. What a game we are witnessing here.
That chance was the chance, and how has Ronaldo missed? If I'm Somak, I need to dig deep into my mental reserves, because the frustration is just human, and he must be feeling very frustrated. Let's see what he can do with Atal right now. He gives it to Messi. Messi turns, loses the ball. Binoy knows that there is some god who's protecting him right now, who's ensuring that he's still in this tie. And wow, let's see. We got Messi in the box. Messi, who's been so dangerous with his reverse elasticos and his elasticos, he gives it to Martins. Oh, the new card, Atal, heel to heel. Atal does not miss. Atal is Mr. Reliable, Mr. Dependable. He does that celebration. Somak is flexing on Binoy. And, well, look, Manu, I think 4-2 is a very, very, very deserved scoreline.
No, it is indeed, and I think I did predict 4-3, so it could be a possibility where Binoy ends up getting one goal back. And could that be possible? Yes, it does. Well, well, well. Talk about being a wizard when it comes to predictions, Neil. I think I will take this home happily. You have to give me something for this. Either I take a treat from you, either take a gift from you for making that prediction right. Oh, well, I could be wrong again. The commentator scores Lionel Messi on his bike. On the other hand, another reverse elastico. The game is not over yet. Binoy has 2 minutes. If he can get hold of the ball, he does, and has one last chance to equalize and take this game into golden goal, into the third game. Great dribbling there. The defender makes a slide, could be costly for Somak, plays that pass, and he is definitely offside. That was a bit too much, Pinoy. Had you held on to the ball for 2 more seconds and made that extra pass, you could have had the last chance. But with that being said, what a fantastic game this has been between Somak Ghosh and Binoy Pinto. My prediction was 4-3, and exactly turned out to be that way. So my co-caster owes me something really good. Probably a Hell Energy can, Anil. There. What are your thoughts on that game, man?
Well, you're the pro for a reason. You called it, and absolutely, you come down to Pune, and why just a can, bro? There'll be a whole treat waiting for me for you. But right now, Somak, he will be very relieved because Pinoy made that very difficult from him. And from the way that game started, Lokmanu, we did not expect it to end on such a tight note with one last opportunity, one last offside, saving Somak from potentially having to play a golden goal decided against Pinoy.
Absolutely. I think it's fantastic how Somak has taken the pressure, even though Binoy was pushing so many numbers forward right at the end. I think this is one of the best games of the tournament that we have seen. Somak, of course, could have done a little bit better when it came to defending, especially taking a 2 goal lead. I think he was just going all gung ho. He probably was playing in a quite, I would say, in a very relaxed manner, not thinking about too much when it comes to defending, holding on to this lead. But there are different approaches. There is an approach, Neil, where what we call is attack is the best form of defense. Somak did go with that approach. It turned out to be a bit costly, a bit risky as well, because he did end up conceding right at the end. And but yeah, then again, it's all about getting that result, even if it's by 1 goal or by 2 goals. We did see that in my game as well. What a close game it was. But then it's all about just taking your chance and getting the result. Doesn't matter how well you play, because that is not what the case is in FIFA. Binoy must feel hard done by, especially with those chances that he did create. But I think all in all, Somak was the deserved winner. We have to applaud him for this. What such fantastic goals. But Neil, that fake shot from Binoy, talk about humiliating defenders. I think that's one of the best composed fake shots that I've ever seen in this game.
Absolutely. The only thing missing was for him to rifle it into the top corner. When you do that fake shot and the defender slides past you, it is so satisfying. And I think Binoy owed Somak some of that because some of Somak's skills left Binoy's defenders in a heap. And I don't think we gave enough credit to the fact that the goal scored, all 7 goals scored, was so good, was so brilliant, was so aesthetically pleasing, and so tactically difficult to pull off. I think both these guys uh, deserve a round of applause, and I'm sure every viewer got their money's worth. Look, Manu, all 3 games have been decided by 1 goal. Just 1 goal. Your game, 1-0. Shubham's game, which he lost to Akash, 3-2. And now Somak has just beaten Binoy Pinto by 4 goals to 3. What do you think is going to happen in the last game when Saransh Jain takes on Jatin?
Well, that's another game that is going to be an absolute cracker because Saransh Chen, of course, is known for being one of the best players. I think I would say that he is definitely amongst the top 2 players in the consistency when it comes to being a FIFA pro in this country. But with that being said, we will talk about all the games that has happened before this and the game that is going to come up between Saransh Jain and Jatin. But before that, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back talking about that game in detail, breaking it down for you. Stay tuned, guys.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Welcome back, guys, to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drink. I think we've seen some fantastic games. My name is Lokmanya. If you're just tuning into the stream, joining me is my co-caster Neil from Pune. I think it's fantastic to have you as always, Neil. We've had some amazing games before this, but now it's time to see one of India's best pro players. I think a lot of people, his fans, I think he is one of those players who has actual fans. And you being from the same city as he is, Saransh Rajesh Jain, as that's his full name, by the way. I don't know. That's like an insight that I'm giving a lot of players to, and a lot of viewers to. By the way, I think he is known for his amazing play style. He is definitely deadly in front of the goal. He is an overall player. He's been a virtual Bundesliga champion in India and 5 times national champion. I mean, I'll run out of words, run out of time actually, to be able to describe this man. Look at him, as calm and composed, as he cool and happy he looks there, Neil. He's as deadly on the pitch with that controller. I'm going to let you talk about him a bit more, but before that, let me just give you guys a quick overview of Jatin. I think Jatin is a casual FIFA player. He loves to play. He's a fantastic, fantastic guy. He is a proper FIFA enthusiast, and he's a doctor by profession, which is amazing to see, which speaks just volumes as to how much passion people have for FIFA, and they come and play in a tournament, especially against the likes of a professional player who plays this game for a living. But Neil, I'm going to throw a bit more about Saransh Jain over to you. You talk about him and tell the viewers what they'll be expecting from this young man.
Well, guys, do not be fooled by his appearance. On the surface, he might seem like a young lad, happy go lucky, harmless. But on the pitch, on the virtual pitch, he is a stone cold killer. All right? They do not get better than Saransh Jain. They do not get more. If you had to design a FIFA Pro, you'd pick Saransh Jain. He is so good at this game. It is incredible. I am glad that we've had his game scheduled for last, because it is gonna be a show. It is gonna be a show like none other. Saransh Jain is the force to be reckoned with. With all due respect to Sagnik, with all due respect to Aditya Chadda, with all due respect to my co-caster Lokmanu Chaturvedi, Saransh Jain is the favorite to win this tournament, and I can't wait to see why. Big ups to
fact, I
Jatin.
think
This is going to be his first game of the tournament. He actually got a bye in the previous round, but what a first game this is going to be against Saransh Jain. It promises to be a cracker. Lokmanu, what are your predictions for this game? And please don't say Jatin.
Well, of course, I mean, it's very difficult to say, Jatin. Only if I am giving you a very like an opposite prediction, like most of the casters do, their one person picks the favorite and the other does go with the underdog. Well, if that's not the case, then 100% it is going to be Saranj, because I know for a fact, and it's quite an interesting situation in this tournament, which makes it really interesting for everyone actually, because now that I've won my fixture earlier today, Neil, I'll be playing the winner of these two. So that most likely will be Saranj. And now that you've mentioned that he is the favorite to win this tournament, I feel very uncomfortable but to think about the game that I'm going to be playing with him, because he is definitely one of those players that can take you to your best, basically push you to be the best of the best, and that is exactly what Jatin will have to face. But we'll be quickly starting off with this game. I think if we do have some time to look at the fixtures, we'll have a quick look at that. If not, I think we'll be straight away going into this game. So let's just check it out what's happening next. All right then, so we will be getting a glimpse of the fixtures, and as we saw today, Akshat Khandelwal has sorry, it's Aditya Chadda, of course, who beat Nihal Thomas. Starting right from the top, Aditya Chadda winning against Nihal Thomas. What a fantastic game that was. Akshat Khandelwal versus Vicky, we'll be watching that game tomorrow. We have Kyle and Sagnik, of course, acing past Kyle, which was a fantastic game to watch. In today's game, the previous game actually, is Akash and Shubham Jadhav. Sorry, the last game, Akash won against Shubham in a very close fought affair. That was 3-2 to Akash. What a fantastic game between those two players, where one is an aspiring pro and Shubham Jadhav being a pro player. It was a tough one to take for him. Jatin versus Saranj, we'll be having a quick look at that. And the winner of that plays against me, in fact. Just kind of really awkward to say that, Neil. I think as my co-caster, you should be talking particularly about that. But then playing against Chaitanya was a very close game. Managed to win right at the end. Rudraksh Bali won against Samuel Kamaraj, as we saw, in a very close fought affair once again. He will be squaring off against Naveen in that game, which is going to be quite interesting. Binoy Pinto versus Somak. We saw that Somak ace past Binoy in the previous game. Such a close game, 4-3, exactly what I predicted. And these fixtures just goes to show how much competition there is to qualify for the grand finals, for that LAN final in December, Neil. You see the even at this stage of this game, when FIFA 21 is finished and people are playing the FIFA 22 beta, people are waiting for FIFA 22, you see the level of competition in this country to fight for that top spot. All the top players, apart from a couple of them that I know by name, are not participating in this. Apart from that, everybody else is playing, and as predicted, as obvious as it was, they will end up in the top 8 while they'll be squaring off in a best of 2 format, double elimination. But anyway, Neil, what are your thoughts on this game that we'll be seeing right now between Saranj and Jatin? Do you think it's going to be a scoreline in double digits for Saranj, or do you think can Jatin put up a fight?
Well, it all depends on how Saranj's day has gone so far. Today in Pune, it was glorious weather, and curfew has been lifted. So I don't think Saranj will be in too bad of a mood. So I could see him being merciful. But then again, maybe something happened just before for him to be in a bad mood. Maybe his delivery order did not come on time. Maybe he stubbed his toe on the sofa. So it all depends on how Saranj is feeling. If he wants to, he could set all kinds of goal scoring records against Jatin. And I say that with all due respect to Jatin. Uh, it's just, this is the caliber of the player that Saranj is. And again, I'm not going to be too pro Saranj, because you are my co-caster and you are my friend. But then I remember that Saranj is my friend too. He's a great guy, not just a great FIFA player. And it's funny because, when I met him, I was so surprised at the humility with which he carries himself. There is no pretense, there is no air, there is no arrogance. He carries himself like someone who is not. And I will say this, and you can disagree if you want to, but I think a lot of people will agree with me. He's not in the top 2 players in India. He does not carry himself with the arrogance, with the air of someone who is one of the 2 faces, or I would say one of the few faces, because I would put you there as well, of a very fast growing esport that is FIFA in this country.
No, absolutely. I think you were right. And I absolutely love the fact that how you've mentioned about the weather and how the lockdown being lifted in his city, because that actually changes your perspective about enjoying something that you love to do, especially this being his profession. And you have to be at the top of your game. Not just at the top of your game, you have to be top mentally. This is something that a lot of people overlook when it comes to being an esports athlete. To everyone watching, because I'm a pro player myself, and I've been through the ups and downs of competing, I can definitely vouch what Neil has said is correct. Your mood has to be right up there. You have to be happy. You everything else around you has to be in a really uh, in synchronization as for you to perform at the highest level. That's exactly how it is in sports, and that's the same case with an esports athlete as well. Saransh Jain, of course, being one of those players who is an ultimate professional. Every time I've seen him, Neil, I think, like you mentioned, he is your friend, and you've seen this so many times that he has come to tournaments. He doesn't really talk much. He will just laugh, joke around for a bit, but then he will put on his earphones and start listening to music just to get that focus in. I've seen this so many times because I've competed against him in matches which have been very intense, and I absolutely love it. I miss competing. I miss seeing these players like the likes of Saransh, Charanjot, and all the other pros that are participating in this tournament and otherwise in India. So this is going to be fantastic, really, because Saransh does not take any game lightly. He does not take any of his opponents lightly. We have seen this before. He has played against underdogs. Yes, he maybe will laugh and joke about it after the game when he's won 10-0 or 15-2 on aggregate or something like that he usually ends up doing, but he will not take Jatin lightly. He will just take it as any other competitive player that he's saying. And I think you would agree to this, and you have met him personally a lot of times yourself. I think the best part about him is that he is focused without any reactions. Like, his reactions are not there. He's one of those players who will just give a smile after scoring a nice goal, but you will not see him fidget if something is not going that way. That speaks about his professionalism, and we'll exactly be seeing that in this game.
Absolutely. He's got that equilibrium where he will not be ecstatic if he scores a great goal, but he will also not be dejected if he concedes a very unfortunate penalty or a goal. And it's so important to be grounded, not just grounded in the sense that he does not have any airs about him, but also grounded in the sense that, all right, like Zinedine Zidane, this happened, that happened, we go on, we move on, we keep working. He has that belief, and I believe that confidence is born out of excellence. He's put the hours in, he's attained the excellence, and he knows that on his day there are very few people, not just in India but in the world, that can stop him. It's funny that you speak about him being in Pune and you speak about him not losing any game. He is notoriously professional. It could be the lowest college tournament and it could be the virtual Bundesliga. He will still get there and he will still sweep up all the prizes. This is Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 Qualifier 2, powered by LNG. There is a chance to face Charanjot Singh in the final, and Saransh has his eyes set on claiming that title, and we're going to see just how well he does tonight.
Absolutely. Now that you've mentioned the fact that Saransh has the opportunity to play against Charanjot, these two young men have squared off against each other so many times in the Indian circuit. I have seen it because I have been here around these two for like a long time now. Probably I can say 4 years, where these are the two that usually end up in a national final playing against each other in the finals. It's just the 4 or 5 people who have been extremely consistent in this scene, and I can proudly say that Saransh and Charanjot are in the top two consistently, because every tournament that you see, they are right up there playing against each other in that final. We've not seen this once, we've not seen this twice, we've seen this multiple times. So Saransh Jain is definitely one of those favorites where he will go ahead and take this qualifier home. On the other hand, he has to face Jatin at this task. He will not take him lightly. I think we are taking Jatin as the underdog, but you never know. Things could surprise us. Sometimes there are players who don't play this game as a profession, but they're very good at it because of their love for this esport, for this game, in fact. And we are seeing that in Josh Presents Esports Premier Series powered by Hell Energy, because these are the moments, these are the tournaments that these athletes, these players rather, I have to say, get to showcase their talent. And this, in fact, is the last game of tonight, but it's definitely not the least, because we will be seeing some amazing goals as we have seen in the previous matches, especially with Saransh Jain playing. We've spoken about him so much, Neil. We've spoken about Jatin a bit, of course, and how he is a FIFA enthusiast. Tell me something about being a casual FIFA player, because I can definitely speak from a pro player's perspective. You tell me, as an entertainer yourself on your streams and as someone who plays this game casually, I'm pretty sure you're in the boots of Jatin right now. So if you were to be in Jatin's place, what would be your mindset right now facing up against the pro? I think this is something that a lot of people want to know, because they are wanting to get in the scene, they are wanting to play these tournaments, but there comes a time, there comes around where they will be facing a pro and they would be coming at a standstill and thinking, okay, now that I'm facing a pro, what am I supposed to do? So, what would you do if I was to ask you if you were to face Saransh Jain in this fixture today?
Well, as a casual, like you very helpfully mentioned, Lokman, uh, if I'm facing a pro, I have to think of it as one shot, one opportunity. Keep in mind the stage, all right? This is not a chance encounter in Rivals or Weekend League. Jatin knows what he's doing. He signed up for this tournament and he knew that if he progresses far enough, he will face a pro like Saransh. He will face a force of nature and it will be the day of reckoning for him. Is he good enough? Can he survive? Does he belong? All these questions, and there is one answer, and that answer lies in the form of Saransh Jain. There is a simplistic nature to this matchup because Jatin knows that he has nothing riding on this, right? There is no pressure on him, nothing. This is just a one-shot chance at glory, one-shot chance at waking up the entire Indian FIFA community and reminding them of who he is and what he can do. So again, nerves, there should not be any. You're facing Saransh Jain, you're facing Curry Munchers, you're facing a bona fide force in the Indian FIFA scene. Just go out there and make a name for yourself. Lokmanu, you've been in that situation before. When you faced Sean for the first time and beat him, you were there in that situation and you've been on the other end of that situation. And you know that if the underdog sets himself up mentally, it is to their benefit, and they should use this opportunity to really get everything that they can derive from this opportunity.
Absolutely. I think you have said this in the best possible manner, that you have to take everything that is there as an opportunity whenever you're playing against a pro and give it your all, because you never know, that's your chance of making a name for yourself, because it's a case where you are facing against a pro player, you end up winning it, and you think that, okay, maybe I'm good at this game. And with my case, like you mentioned, Neil, I think that was the case where I matched up against Sean, who was at that time literally one of the best players online, especially when it comes to competing. And I was in this situation, I was Jatin in that particular case. And imagine from there to there. So this is something that a lot of people can take a note of. That's how your journey starts. But with that being said, we will carry on this conversation. We will be watching the game between Saraj. Now that we've hyped him so much, we will be seeing him in action after this quick break. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Unfortunately, guys, there have been some technical difficulties from Jatin's end, which means Saransh Jain qualifies to the next round by a bye decision, with a bye decision. And that means that my co-caster, the legendary Lokmanu Chaturvedi, will face off against the legendary Saransh Jain. It's gonna be the tie of the tournament. I can say that confidently. Guys, I'm sorry that we missed this game, but the next game in which both these individuals participate is gonna be incredible. Lokmanu, your thoughts?
I mean, I'm disappointed. I was actually looking forward to see how Saransh plays in this match against Jatin, but due to these technical issues, I think that happens a lot, especially these games happening online. And with the pandemic, we are not in a position to have every single match at LAN. So the winner of this tournament, winner of this qualifier, will be facing CJ in the LAN event in December, which will be amazing. But then again, there's so much of competition. I remember the last time I lost to Saransh was the qualifier that I lost last time was to Saransh. And it's again, the match is again with him. So it's going to be interesting. There are some really amazing matches. We're just going to have a quick recap of how the tournament has been so far. And we'll have a quick look at as to who has performed how, especially in today's matches. I won my fixture against Chaitanya. It was close, fought to fair. I think it was a game anywhere could have gone. Chaitanya was a bit unlucky with hitting the post. If you guys saw how unlucky he was with his Neymar. But then again, moving on to the next game, Shubham Jadhav narrowly lost out to Akash. What a fantastic game that was. Akash was 2-0 up, got a penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty, Neil. I think you were casting that with Selvin. And I'm pretty sure you would agree to Shubham's hard luck there. He equalized, made it 2-2, but only to lose out with that late goal. Somak Ghosh 4-3 against Binoy Pinto. What a fantastic game that was. Somak was comfortable at a point of time. I think it was actually 4-2 where he was quite comfortable and Binoy clutching that goal right at the end and had another opportunity to make it 4-4. But Somak somehow defending that. But Saransh Jain gets a bye against Jatin, which could not be played due to technical difficulties. So with that being said, I think that is all the action that we have for you guys for today. And we will be coming back, of course, tomorrow. But before that happens, we'll have a quick look at the fixtures, the updated fixtures now, where the top 8 players, I think, are confirmed in the double elimination format. We'll be getting them tomorrow, of course. I mean, there are a couple of fixtures to play. My apologies there. Akshat Khandelwal versus Vicky. There is going to be a game there. And I think I'm pretty sure, Neil, you would agree. That match is going to be absolutely phenomenal. That game, and of course, the game between Rudraksh Pali and Naveen, those two games will be played in the best, most competitive spirit because it's all on the line, isn't it? Aditya Chadda sitting there in the next round will be facing the winner of Akshat and or Vicky. Sagnik versus Akash has been confirmed. Again, what a fantastic game that promises to be. Saransh will be playing against Lokmanu. That is me. Amazing game that is. And Rudraksh Pali, the winner of that, in Naveen playing against Somak Ghosh. Wow, Neil, those are some amazing matches. What do you think is going to happen? We will be talking about those predictions, but just to look at the fixtures as a caster, as a neutral, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm so lucky, and we are so lucky that even though this game is on its last legs, we're getting these bona fide matches of such great players going head to head. Obviously, we've spoken to great detail about you and Saranch, but you got Sagnik there, you got Aditya Chadda, you got Soma Ghosh, you got all these players, all of them verified FUT players. Tomorrow's games, you got Vicky, your Indian national team teammate, going up against a dark horse of this tournament in Akshat Khandelwal. And of course, we got Rudraksh Bali facing off against Naveen. Rudraksh Bali got that great 6-5 golden goal win against Samuel Kamraj. I'm very happy with the last eight, or whoever turns out to be the last eight, because whoever wins and whoever wins again and again, who wins the final, goes on to face CJ. That will be an epic match.
Absolutely, indeed. I think you've put it really well as to all the players have been phenomenal in this tournament, and the ones that are going to make it to the top eight. Only two spots are left to reach the top eight, and for us to move into the phase two of Josh Presents Esports Premier Series powered by Hell Energy. Two fixtures, Vicky, Akshat, one of them would go through, and Bali, Rudraksh Bali, and Naveen, one of them to go through and reach the other six in the top eight, and to basically have possibly the best of the best matchups that could be as professional players in India. All of them are deservingly so sitting in that position. But with that being said, I think it's time to call it a day. What a fantastic stream this has been for all of us FIFA enthusiasts, for myself, Lokmanyu, and for Keel, who has been there right from the start. Josh Presents Esports Premier Series powered by Hell Energy. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We will be seeing you guys tomorrow. As always, stay safe, keep playing FIFA, and take care of yourselves.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।